Oh, hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Oh, I got to turn our audios coming through our speakers
got
here.
double
So
monitors
right away,
going.
we've already messed this up.
Welcome to the live stream.
There we go. That's
There we go.
better.
That
Hey,
sounds
everybody.
normal. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Welcome. Nice to
coming in.
see you. Nice to see you.
We are Dr. Scientist. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Anybody who's out there for back to school.
Yeah.
Summer is officially over. It's time to put your jackets back on.
I always figure everybody knows us, but I'm Ryan.
I'm Neil.
I bet everybody already knows us, but
Yep, we make guitar pedals. If you're here, you
Yeah.
probably know who we are.
and we make guitar pedals. And today we're going to talk about 20 years of making guitar pedals.
20 whole years of Dr. Scientist.
First, though, guys, I gotta apologize. One little detail here. I am suffering a really bad toothache this weekend. I got one of those a root canal that's gone wrong, and I think it may be infected again, and it's hurting like unbelievably bad. So every now and then I got to put an ice cube in on my cheek there, and it takes the edge off, and I can live for another few minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you see me doing that, I got my ice cubes here.
And Pepper
I will
actually
live.
has the exact same problem. So it's
Hey, Will.
both of these guys are just
Yeah,
toothaches over
Pepper
here.
was in the vet on what day was that? Wednesday?
Nah, not too long ago.
It was like Friday.
Oh, hey, Death Metal Ghost
And,
is here. How are you doing, Death Metal Ghost?
Friggin'
Our
teeth,
chat
man.
is in the wrong spot. I gotta fix that
whoops.
too. Everything's just going wrong already.
We almost had this set
Don't
up, though,
worry, I
didn't we?
got
We
this.
almost
I'll
did.
fix All right, you gotta be. There we are. You're over here.
Yeah, so Pep was at a vet this week, and she got her antibiotics, and her teeth is doing better. Her teeth is doing better. That's probably a better way to say that, but I'm hoping to see a doctor soon and get my teeth feeling better.
We're two doctors. You don't need to see it. We're already a doctor.
Yeah, too bad we can't prescribe antibiotics and fix up these teeth.
Yeah.
I'll live, but if you see me stuffing ice cubes in, that's what's going
he'll
on.
be
Is
just
I've got a
stuffing
glass
ice
of
in his mouth as
I got
we
a
go.
glass of ice water here, and it's
He's all drugged up.
it's making a big difference. This ice water. It's like the only thing that this tooth pain responds to is flipping cold. The
You need
cold
one of
helps.
those like Pez dispensers of just Tylenols. Keep popping them out with your little Tweety bird.
Oh, the ice water helps so much more than the Tylenols.
All right. Anyways, guys. Anyways.
Yeah.
Thank
sorry,
you so much
sorry
for joining
that.
us. So we're going to be doing a little history
Yeah.
of Dr. Scientist today. We're just
Yeah,
going
we
to be
got-
hanging out and chatting.
No silly game today. Let's just visit.
If our
Tell you some stuff.
let us know if have any audio issues.
Yes,
We've been playing with our
please.
audio today. We got a brand new audio interface, so we're running through our new audio interface here. It's actually smaller than our last one, but it's nice in that way because it's not blocking our room. We have cables everywhere
So
here.
far, so good.
Oh, look at that. I still need to fix the text here. Ryan, I think you need to press Alt for me. I need to adjust some bounds here.
All right.
There it is. There it is. Look
There
at that.
it is. There it is.
Right.
Good idea, Will. Good idea.
Yeah, I was joking that we're going to have to drop both Ryan and Pepper off at the vet.
Yes, we
Get 'em
both
done
needed
at
help.
once. First time here. Hey, Jay,
thank you.
nice to
Thank
see
you for joining us.
Thanks
Nice to see you.
Thanks for stopping
Yeah,
by.
thank you very much. All right, Neil, how do you want to start off talking about 20 flipping years of being a guitar pedal company?
Yeah, well, 20 years ago, I was 13. That's when I started with Dr. Scientist.
20 years ago, I was 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't start 20 years ago. But back when Ryan was just a young'un, he started
Yeah.
it
I
20
started
years
it
ago.
20 bloody years ago. August
No,
2005.
don't mention that. That's a secret.
Oh, whoops.
I'm going to spoil some of my quizzes later.
I won't.
He's
I won't
getting
get too
ahead of
far.
himself.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah.
Before we get into the actual history of it, too, we're going to talk about some current things we got going on.
Let's. Yeah.
So Ryan's been working on a brand new pedal. He kind of just set aside everything we've already been working on and just decided I'm going to make a new pedal. So
I think we needed it the most.
yeah, tell him about it. Tell him about it, Ryan.
It's going to be an extreme metal tone pedal, like a real proper high gainer. And you're probably thinking, what about the elements? What about the frazz? Those will seem like medium gainers to this thing. And we wanted to make something that was going to have a proper death metal tone, like a real extreme guitar tone. And all FET based. FETs have a really cool amp-like sound with high gain. And we've never explored it. No. We don't have FETs in anything. We don't have any FET pedals.
We're very much op-amp people.
We're op-amp people, yeah. But, at the end of the day, there's a very large difference in the sound of op-amp high gain versus FET high gain. And we're going to explore FET high gain now. And we have something cooked up that's very cool sounding. Really rips.
Mm-hmm. Sounds really awesome, actually.
Yeah, I really dig it. It's got a cool sound. And that's probably what we're going to focus on now and hopefully try to have it ready for the end of the year.
Yeah.
If we could.
I bet we could have it done even earlier.
Even earlier if we try really hard, hey? Yeah.
It sounded really good already, and so I don't think it's going to be too long until it starts moving over to a PCB.
I was thinking, oh, I'll hold up the breadboard, but it's far away.
It is really far away. We're not going to be getting up and ruining all our mic cables and stuff. It's not organized. It's not going to happen.
I'm stoked to have like a extreme metal tone. You could play extreme metal with an Elements or a Fraz, but this is just sort of more like instantly in that ballpark of like death metal guitar tone, you know? Or like,
it really sounds like an amp, you know? It sounds like a cranked amplifier. And
I'm honestly really surprised by FETs. FETs have like made me rethink high gain. It's like, and you know, it's funny because it needs a good name.
I think it might be taken.
It needs a good name.
Might be taken by Disney.
We could check in with them, right?
We could it never hurts to ask, right?
Maybe we can just afford the licensing fee to have Star Wars be part of Dr. Scientist. I mean, it couldn't be that much, could it?
Maybe we could call it like Bob A. Fett or something, you know?
Totally. Good idea.
Close enough. Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, so that's kind of been what we've been mainly working on lately.
Yeah. And we're still tinkering on the old Cosmic Chorus. We're going to do a big tinker tomorrow on the old Cosmic Chorus.
Tomorrow is a big tinker day. We're going to be tinkering nonstop, and Ryan will be tinkering on his teeth all night.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I might be at an emergency room this evening.
Yeah, right after this, we might be headed down to get some antibiotics or something.
And it just had to happen on a long weekend too, right? It's a long weekend. Summerland dentists aren't open till Tuesday, and of course I got like tooth pain so bad that I can't go a minute without an ice cube in my mouth. So it's going to be a good weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, good weekend. Good weekend for sure.
Great weekend. I'm into it. I'll make it. I will survive.
All right. Now, also, even though we're not playing any video games today,
no game today.
We do have our own games. We're doing another round of Metal Detector.
We got to play our own silly games, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do some Metal Detector.
Let's play some Metal Detector, guys. Before we do, though, we're also streaming on Instagram. You guys on Instagram, it looks better on YouTube. So if you want to pop over to YouTube, and then you can join our chat, too, and we can kind of better see what you're saying. But we got... Gus says mini reverberator for the win forever on the pedal board. Also love the boost spot.
That's nice.
Very
Thank you very
nice
much.
of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I've been really enjoying making reverberators again.
The reverberator. It is. We're gonna be doing some more of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So more reverberators are coming. They were only mailing Death Boost spot.
Good name. Good name.
Yeah, we should do a death metal boost spot.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool sounding idea. I'm into that. So reverberators, we're thinking we'll get some more of those cool black TV boxes, and we'll get a color. We'll get a color this time. Next time around too, we'll have I don't know what color, but
we're gonna be doing more. Our big thing coming up in the future, I guess, is we're going to be doing more limited batches, limited colorways, smaller batches,
little runs, you know,
focusing more on selling directly on our website.
Yeah, I think it works well for us as a tiny little biz.
Last round of reverberators was only mailing list, I think.
Yep.
Went all straight to the mailing list.
Snatched up right away. They were quick.
We'll probably send out an early notification to the mailing list again, so they'll probably get first dibs. So you want to join the mailing list if you aren't on it and you're interested. So that's just drscientist.ca/mailing-list. I think. On one of those ads
one of
over
the ads
by Ryan,
it'll
have the link
off.
in there eventually. It comes up every now and then.
And our mailing list is small, so
it's very small.
So probably
your odds are good.
Yeah,
your
odds are really
good
if you're on it. And once everybody on the mailing list has got their dibs, then we'll open it.
Then they'll start going up on the website
to the
for the
website
public, and anyone
show
can
it
grab
off on
one
Instagram.
eventually. Litmus color. It's actually a color that can't be perceived. So when you put it on your pedal board, it just disappears, and you'll go mad just by looking at it. It's a Lovecraftian print.
That does sound good.
Okay, we're going to be playing another round of Metal Detector.
I'm going to get some more ice. Frig, you guys. Try not to cry about this whole stream, but flip.
All right, guys, this game is called Metal Detector. So I have perused the depths of Bandcamp for metal bands, and I have found a list of songs. So we're gonna go through 10 songs, and you have to figure out whether this is a real metal song or if I just made it up.
Do you remember how many I got right last time? Was it 1 out of 10?
You got 2 out of 10 last time, if I remember correctly. So you're pretty abysmal.
It was a harder game than I was expecting.
And chat, you guys are welcome to help out too. So throw up your guesses.
Yeah, definitely help out.
If you think it's a real song, give Ryan some help because
I really struggled with it, even though I do listen to a lot of death metal.
And Ryan, I got a surprise for you. Because this time, it's not only just metal. Last time I did all of metal.
Okay.
This time, though, we're going straight stoner metal. Only stoner metal this time.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at the green. Nice touch.
Yeah, you're welcome. It
Nice
took me
whip and
hours
touch.
to figure out how to make that work.
How to get that into green? You nailed
Yeah.
it. It looks great green.
All right, so these are all real bands. Well, some of them are not. Some of them are
Right.
made up. But
Some
the
are
ones
made
that
up.
are real
Okay.
bands on Bandcamp. So
All
you
right.
can go look these up. I actually had a lot of fun listening to these. I really like.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a stoner, I do love these like
The genre.
stoner doom metal.
The
It's
genre's
really fun
awesome.
to listen to.
Yeah,
and
it's
some
an
of these
awesome
songs I
genre.
actually now have on my playlist. And I actually listen to some of these. Like
I
quite a
dig the
bit.
genre too.
Yeah. All right, you ready to start?
I am ready.
So basically, song comes up. You guys got to let me know, real
Yeah.
or not real. The devil made me smoke his bomb.
I love it. It's an awesome song title. If I would love to hear that song. It seems real to
Do you
me.
think the devil's a bong guy or is he into joints?
No, I think he's a bong guy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's I do. It's cooler than joints.
Yep.
I think he gets in lots of joints, the devil, but I definitely think he's a bong guy. Yeah, I think he also eats the weed too. Just eats the nuggets.
Yeah.
Why not?
just snack.
It's out of the bag. Yeah.
Like a little granola bar. Yeah.
I think it's real. That's
going real?
it's an awesome. Yeah. Please
They
be
say
real.
please
That's
be
what I think
real.
too. Please be real. Hey, Eric, nice to see you.
Good news, guys. This is Goatfather from the album Hipster
Hipster
Fister.
Fister.
And
Good
let me tell you,
grief.
this is actually the
Good
number one
grief.
that's on my list. that
Really?
I've been
Your
listening
fave?
to.
Okay,
It's
well, I'm gonna
really
check it
good.
out.
So,
The-
you know, there's
I love
actually an
the
album
graphic.
that I really like, and Ryan had in his playlist the other day, and I just noticed that he had it on there. You know, Corrosion of Conformity,
Sure,
Wise
yeah.
Blood, kind of reminded me of that vibe.
Really?
Kind of like
Cool.
really mainstream rock vocals, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like got that over that kind of like that kind of crossover metal.
It
era,
looks
you know?
cool.
Before new metal, it was kind of like that thing. They kind of sound like that.
I dig everything about them. Everything that I know about this band so far, I like a lot. Yeah.
Really good album, really fun. I've been listening to them.
Hell
They're
yeah.
great.
His gold fiddle. That's a good point.
Death Metal Ghost, this devil would have to have a solid gold bong to match his gold fiddle. Great. Yeah,
Great
great.
reference.
All right, so
Good
Ryan,
one.
you've got one
Yes.
gold bar.
I've never
You're
done-
already catching up.
This is like
50% of last time.
Better than I've ever done.
Okay, here we go. Burnt Reynolds.
As a song or a band?
Song. These are songs.
As
Great
I
band
like it
names
as a
though,
band
too,
name a
right?
lot. Yeah.
But no, these are song names
Burt
only.
Reynolds. It's a good.
Burnt Reynolds. If this is a band name, you know they would have to all have mustaches.
I have to think it's real.
You have to think it's real.
I feel like it's too weird for you to have thought of.
Yeah, I'm not really a Burt Reynolds
Like,
fan,
where would
so
you
that-
have come up with that?
yeah.
You know. So I'm
More
gonna
into
go
Ryan
real.
Reynolds personally, but
Hilarious. Yeah.
Burt Reynolds, a little Burt Reynolds, a little before my time.
He's before your
Burt
time.
Reynolds,
Yeah.
real. You got it,
Wow,
Ryan. This
wow,
is
wow,
Witch
wow.
Killer from
Weedy
Weedy
Riffs
Riffs
and-
and Rosin.
Totally
You're
awesome.
up to 2.
These guys
you
are
are
cool.
killing the stoner metal
Well,
genre.
It's interesting that this genre might
This is
relate to me a
your
little
thing.
bit.
You might be
That
getting into the stoner
it
metal.
works a little bit for me. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Next one.
That was a good one.
Bong
Bongos.
Dozer.
That has to be real. It sounds so natural and
Already
like.
going with real on that.
I love it. It instantly has like a totally real vibe to me.
This reminds me, there's like, I know that Elvira did a movie that was like something like this. It was like Bong something and had a
Interesting.
stupid name like that. Terrible movie. But yeah.
I like the music you have selected for this.
Thank you. It's
too.
from the
pretty
YouTube
good.
free audio library.
Oh well, that's where all the best music is.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the music we're allowed to use on stream. So Bong Dozer.
It's
you're
gotta
going
be real.
Ryan, you are killing
Oh,
it.
I'm good at
It's
this game
Peace
today.
Pipe from their self-titled album. It's got an orangutan dressed as a wizard smoking weed.
That's incredible.
Amazing
That
album
is
cover,
absolutely
right?
incredible.
You
It
got
is.
3 gold
Yeah.
bars. Can you
I'm
believe
feeling
this?
pretty good about
You-
this
yeah, last
challenge
time
today.
You sucked,
Yeah.
but
I did
stoner
really
metal,
bad
you-
at death metal last
you
time,
really
didn't I?
get-
It was just quite embarrassing, really.
All
I
right.
like that stuff.
Just going for another Ice Cube.
I need it. I
Ryan,
honestly-
you were calling fake. Well, your chat showed up too late, but you were incorrect. It's true. It's real. It's the band Peace Pipe.
Oh, flip. I feel like these stupid ice cubes, Neil, I can't go like a minute without having an ice cube on this tooth. It hurts so flipping bad. Sorry to cry about it. Try not to cry about it this stream.
All right, don't cry. You're up to 3 gold bars.
Yeah, I'm like, to be celebrating.
The altar of the god of Bong.
Love it. Love it. It's gotta be real.
Gotta be real.
It has to be real. That has to be
Are
real.
you sure?
Well, you're not very religious, so I don't think you would have
That's
thought,
true. Yeah.
you would have thought of this one.
Well, gotta tell you, Ryan.
I don't know. I like where this is
You're
going.
correct again. That's
Oh.
Bongoloid from
Whoa.
Demonic Bongolic
Whoa.
Cannabinoids from
Demonic
2022.
Bongolic cannabinoids. Wow.
Right?
That is one of the most amazing things I've ever
Also,
heard.
Bongoloid,
And the-
amazing name, right?
And the
Look at that
artwork, like it's
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. This genre was amazing to go through on Bandcamp.
This genre.
And you know what? I had a hard time narrowing this down. There were so many good bands. But anyways, you're up to 4 freaking gold bars. You're 4 for 4.
I'm really
You're
impressed with
100%
myself today. Yeah.
Expert at stoner
I think the universe is like, oh, his tooth hurts, so let's really give him some wins on these.
Hey, finally catching a live stream.
Manuel, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you for coming in.
Man, we could get out a whole bunch of stuff that Manuel sent us over, like on the shelves behind us and stuff. I bet when we go back to the main chatting scene, I'll be able to point like, that's from him, that's from him.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
It's called nailing the theme. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Number 5. We're halfway. This is the halfway point.
Okay. No, you have to stay with me, Pep. You can't leave.
A bong rip in the fabric of space-time.
Every one gets better. How does it keep like getting upped every time?
Right.
Because that's absolutely incredible. It has to be real. It has to be real.
So good, right?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Ooh, you made that one up.
It's not real.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best.
I almost guarantee you,
one of the
if
best.
You look that up, I bet someone has a similar name. You know.
Leave it to you to just be one of the best in the biz at stoner, dude.
That's a great name. So
it is
you guys, if any of you guys are in a stoner metal band, that
feel free,
feel free to grab it.
That's nice. That's nice of Neil.
All right. Well, you missed one, but you're 4 for 5.
I'm still
Scooby Doom.
It's got to be real.
Got to be real. Scooby Doom.
It does. I always thought that in that van, those guys maybe did a little bit of that stuff.
God, right.
Yeah.
Was
and
it was it Harvey Birdman?
Yeah, exactly. Birdman played on that a lot, didn't they? That was funny too.
It was.
I think it's real.
So you're thinking real?
Yes.
Oh, Ryan, you are killing it. That's Dope Mass Abuse Drugs to Enhance Magic Powers from 2019.
Okay, here's our first problem of the day, right? Maybe she'll stay.
Yep.
Pep has jumped down.
So if she runs into our wires, our cameras are gonna freeze.
Because you guys can imagine that we got wires all over the place here, right? And Pep is probably going to mess one of them up.
She's up and roaming.
She's roaming now.
All right, you're 5 for 6. That's like you're hitting 90%.
I've never done so well. I never even would have thought I could do so well.
I actually thought you were gonna get like none of these. I figured you'd think I was making them all up because they're all like jokes.
They're all really funny, yeah. That album title is probably the best album title I've ever heard.
CBD, Conjuring a Basic Demon.
Every time you put a new one up, I'm blown away all over again. That's incredible. That's an absolutely incredible name. I love it. I think it's real.
Thinking it's real. You're going with real for all these.
Because I don't think Neil knows what CBD is, because he's out of the world.
I'm not in the stoner.
He's not in that world.
Loop. But I know more than you think because that's not metal.
Whoa.
Conjuring a Basic Demon.
Well, now I'm impressed.
Also up for grabs if anyone wants to make that song.
That's a killer name. You're good at these names.
Well, you're missing 2. You can still hit 80% though.
I'll try. Try real hard.
Next up, Ganjolf.
That's just outrageous. How are these all so good?
Ganjolf.
Man, I don't give you enough credit because I always think, oh, Neil probably didn't make that up.
Yeah.
And then you did make a whole bunch of these up. And again, with this one, I'm like, that's got to be real. It has to be real.
I'm happy to say that is real. That's Bong Coffin from The End Beyond Doubt.
Bong Coffin, holy.
Ganjolf.
Look at the graphic too, look at the art.
You gotta say it like the Hobbits. Ganjolf. Ganjolf.
Frig. All right, I'm very impressed.
Oh yeah, I gotta give you another gold bar for that. You're up to 6 gold bars.
That's pretty good. That must be, these must be great.
Ganjolf is real. You're welcome, Death Metal Ghost. It's a real song. Go look it up.
Did you like that band? Like, did you?
Yeah, very good.
All of them.
Very good.
Yeah,
all of these have been really good.
Yeah.
Like, I would listen to these, like,
so cool.
Totally seriously.
So bloody cool.
Really good albums.
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks, Bong Coffin. Yeah. Unlike the last round where a lot of those bands I would not listen to, these ones I actually really like.
Some of those death metal guys, they were pushing it a bit.
Some of them are a little
they're a little ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, but these are all really good.
This is all really good.
So that was
that's
your
6 out of 8.
8. Yeah.
2 to go.
2 to go.
2 to go to still bring this together.
Garden of Whedon.
Good name. Solid name.
Garden of Whedon.
Such a solid name. I do think you could have come up with this great name. You have that in you. But I also think probably real. Now,
hold on. We got House of Exorcists. Are you on Twitch or something, please? Not on Twitch. We're on YouTube.
Right.
If you come over to YouTube, we've got our stream running there, and it looks better, and you can join our chat on YouTube.
Yeah, it's more set up for YouTube, but like the widescreen
I got something else here. Terminal pedal is by far the best thing on the market, and I've used it on everything. Thank you so much, Echo Bloom. And
very much. Thank you very
Echo
much.
Bloom says, thanks for being you. No problem. We tried to
you,
be other
thank
people,
you.
but it doesn't work out, so we've just stuck with ourselves.
Yeah, we're
unfortunately.
stuck. We're stuck.
That's all we got.
Right now, I would switch to somebody who didn't have a bad toothache.
Yeah, anybody without a toothache would be good.
I'd be that person, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Garden of Eden?
I think it's real.
You think it's real?
Is it a cop-out to just pick real every single time? Like, they're
I
all
guess-
such good. I just think they're real every single time.
Yeah, I mean... Garden
This
of
one,
Eden
too,
is
like,
good.
it's an epic name. I love it. And, yeah, it's gotta be real.
Well, you are correct. That's Green Fiend from the album
Nice, from the-
Garden of Eden.
Similarly, the titular album.
I really like
Super
the,
cool.
for metal bands, the stoner and doom metal bands
Yeah.
have legible names.
Yes,
So
I can read their names.
the album
Yeah.
cover, which I always
Yeah.
really appreciate. It's not
Yeah.
the old bundle of sticks.
A bundle of sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
You
super
got one
funny, the
more
bundle of
gold bar.
sticks.
Look at all those.
I'm good with 7 out of 10 too. That's actually a pretty good score.
Yeah,
You know,
but you still have one more.
like a B minus.
Yeah, maybe even an A minus.
I think if I
Killer Bong, dude. Killer Bong, dude.
really good, it's
Killer
really good,
Bong, dude.
really good name.
Yeah,
I do think that you could have made that name,
yeah,
but I also think it could be real.
yeah.
Excuse me, so I'm going real.
Ryan's final answer, real. Anyone in the chat want to correct him?
Yeah.
Nope, we're going real.
Now, Neil, we'd have to wait like 30 seconds for their
Probably would.
answer, wouldn't
I'll
we?
give you
Yeah.
a little
I don't think we're waiting
timer
long enough
going, you know, if anybody...
for chat. Oh, these ice cubes. I'm gonna have to keep explaining why I'm popping ice cubes like a weirdo, aren't I? Everybody, like you can pop into the stream and be like, oh, what's he munching
Ryan
on?
has a toothache right now,
I got the
everybody.
worst-
He's just popping ice.
I feel like it's the worst tooth pain I've ever had. It hurts so friggin' bad.
All right, nobody's correcting you, so Killer Bong, dude, you're going real?
I think it's real. It's great.
All right, well,
I
I'm
really
glad to
dig
say
it.
it is. That's
Nice.
Thunder Goat, a Western Galactic
Whoa.
Space Odyssey.
As
that we
Western
did.
Galactic Space Odyssey. Wow. Did you listen to much of
I
that?
sure did, yeah. I did listen to the whole album, but this song I did.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was a good round.
I wish, you know what, maybe next time we do this, I should reach out to these bands and be like, hey, can I play your
Oh, if
music
we
on
could
our
play the
stream,
music,
you know?
that would be a really
Because,
good.
you know,
Yeah.
you could probably send them a message on Bandcamp.
That would be really
It
cool.
would be awesome if we could play like a little clip of all these, right?
Now,
and I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Where's my 8th bar? I would like to receive my
Oh,
8th
sorry.
bar.
Look at all those gold bars, Ryan.
80%.
That's
That might be
easily
an
the
A
best you've
minus.
ever done.
We might have hit an A minus.
And that's it for metal.
Well, that was quite a good round of Metal Detector.
you did
That was
great.
pretty good. Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah,
you. You
look,
did
last
great
time
too.
You did only 2. You got
Yeah,
10
I did
bars
terrible
total,
last
you know,
time, yeah.
If you put the 2 together, 10 out of
nice.
20, you're getting 50%.
Do the gold bars arrive in the mail,
Yeah,
or like where do I get
Now,
I get them?
I think they're only symbolic, unfortunately.
Oh, bummer.
It's kind of like the
Rats.
Stanley Cup, you know. They get put somebody else, and, like someone else has it, but your name's on
I
it.
already spent a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That's a sweet game. Very
Yeah.
fun.
Well, thanks for joining us for Metal Detector, everybody.
Hey, look at
was,
that. Now
was
we're back.
Metal Detector. Hello,
All right.
Schmoko. I think that's how you say
Yeah,
that
nice.
on Instagram.
Welcome, all you
everybody
Instagram
who's,
people,
joined
thank
on
you.
Instagram. If you join us on YouTube, you can talk to us in the chat and we can read it better. I have to lean over and read my phone when you type on there.
And not to be a pain in the butt, you guys, but if you didn't mind subscribing to us on
yeah,
YouTube,
subscribe to our YouTube
we'd
channel.
super
Ryan
appreciate
desperately
that.
wants
Yeah.
to hit 1,300.
1,300. It's just been a goal of mine since we started the channel. We started
Yeah.
the channel 2011.
I've always thought 1296 sounds like a good number, but
Yeah. If
Ryan
we,
really has his heart set on 13.
if we could hit 1296, I'd be really, really happy. 1,300. I honestly don't really expect us to hit such a big number.
That's an unbelievable,
It seems-
ridiculous number.
You know, we've been out on those YouTube streets since 2011, trying to get to 1,300.
Yeah.
It might not happen for us, and that's okay. we're still gonna keep it up, even if we don't get there.
Yeah. We've been just gonna mention our next possible live stream.
Sure. Yeah.
We were talking about playing some other games, and I really wanted to play Diablo.
Yeah,
So
and I
we're
really love that
thinking
game,
that
too.
me and Ryan might play through all of Diablo 1.
I think that could be quite
Do a
fun,
co-op
actually,
run
to
of
do
that.
a bit of Diablo. Yeah.
And it would be probably like mini streams, like 4,
See which of
5,
us has
6
the
or
better,
something, you know?
like Deckard Cain
yeah.
flipping
Hey,
impression.
wild,
Yeah.
listen.
Yours is good. Yours is
Yeah.
good. All right, on.
I couldn't do Wort. Wort? Is it Wort or Wart?
I want to say Wort, but
Yeah, I like that kid. That was funny. But anyways,
that kid goes through it. He loses his
he
leg.
does. He's
Yeah,
messed
right?
up, and I think
Yeah,
you
I
get
think he
his
loses
leg
his
in the
leg.
second one, right?
I think
You can get it as an item, and that's how you get to the
That's
cow level.
treasure that you find in a dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, we're thinking of playing.
Yeah, we're thinking of
through,
doing a little
Diablo
Diablo,
and doing
yeah.
like a long series of playing through the whole game.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Why why don't you have a reverse gate reverb?
Ooh,
Because it's a pain in
okay.
the ass.
Yeah.
So when we made the atmosphere, we did both a
It's a good
reverse
question,
reverb
solid question,
and
right?
a gated reverb.
Yeah, we do have both of those kinds of
And,
reverb, but yeah.
So
to-
before, there's
yeah.
like if you didn't know that the atmosphere runs on a chip called the FV1. It's like
Yes.
DSP chip, so it runs code. So you write the code to make the audio
Very,
effect.
very common in the guitar
There's
pedal
a
industry.
forum where people talk about like how to make code for it and stuff. And me and Ryan spent, I shit you not, many nights where we were just racking our heads trying to make a reverse reverb.
Yeah.
And we finally figured it out, and that became the ether patch on the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we were extremely proud of ourselves for
Yeah.
making that work, because it took ages to figure it out.
And-
And then shortly after,
Yeah.
somebody posted, "Hey, I figured out how to make a reverse reverb. Here's how you do it."
If you remember, Neil, when we came up with that reverse code, we had the idea that we needed a digital capacitor.
Correct. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we came up with the idea.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we needed in a way. It
'Cause
kind
it
of
would
works
snap.
by like you read back a
Yeah.
chunk of delay, but every time it's like stops and then skips back, you would have
You
to
get-
like
get this big
hide the
noise.
audio
You'll
in
get a
there, 'cause
big
it would
snappy
be
noise,
a big
yeah.
click as it
Big
snaps
click
back.
or a pop or
so what
some
we did
BS,
is we had
right?
like a counter running, and then as it hits that point, it would dip the volume really fast and dip it back up, and then that would
Yeah.
hide the click, so then
Yeah.
you never hear the transition of the reverse delay times.
We were so stoked when we got that.
And then the gated reverb actually kind of works in the same way, where you have the
Yeah,
reverb,
they
and
have
then
a
it
similar.
just has like a maxed out reverb, and then it just counts for a certain time, and then it just dips the volume, and then that's how.
Do you
that's
think?
How that works.
Because you remember how big both of those patches are.
I do.
'Cause
Yeah.
you have
and
a
there's-
limited.
There's no way we could combine it.
I
'cause
don't think
it's
you could combine 'em, yeah.
128 lines of code.
Yeah.
And ether
And I think
used
that
up the entire.
reverse
128.
took a whole 128 lines of code.
So-
It's actually quite limiting to only have 128 lines
Very
of code
much
to
is.
make an effect. You could push up against that pretty easily.
Not only that, but that's using like it is technically a stereo chip. There's both a
Yeah.
right and left input and a right and left output, but you'd have to basically double the amount of code to write it for each channel.
Yeah.
So to do like a stereo version of our ether patch would be impossible, because you'd have to double the amount of lines to do the right channel as well.
We could get so sidetracked talking stereo here. Like,
Yeah.
stereo is such
Stereo
a thing to
stuff is,
talk about, you know?
yeah, very hard, because it uses up so much resources.
And then you get thinking, oh well, we'll do two spin chips, right? A left and a right. But then you don't really have stereo if you have two dual mono signal
SPX90,
paths.
Yeah. Some of that old rack gear is like super cool.
Because you don't have
Stuff like
any. The two signals don't ever do anything in a stereo way. They're just
Correct, yeah.
two separate things living
When
their
we
life
talk about doing
unrelated.
like stereo versions of stuff like an atmosphere,
Yeah.
it would kind of, or like a Bitquest, if we did like a stereo Bitquest, it would kind of just end up being like dual mono, like just buying two of the pedal and sticking them
And then
beside
sticking
each
them
other,
side
you
by
know, 'cause
side. They won't
the audio
interact. They
paths
won't
don't combine
They
in
won't
any
do
way.
it. Yeah, and I think when people want a stereo effect, that you want some sort of stereoness, right?
some
Where these signals are
Cross
not
contamination of
right,
the
because
signals,
that
you know,
gives
some
that
sort
gives
of,
you that wide
yeah,
feel, and
like a
I'm
ping
not sure,
pong delay, where it goes
yeah.
feeds into each
Or,
other.
or yeah, like the trem, how it pans back and forth in stereo. Yeah, both of us just it's like dance stream.
You know
now.
how it works.
Oh gosh, this tooth pain, you guys. The ice is all that's keeping me alive, I think, right now. It helps. It helps so much when I get the ice in.
Yes, that's kind of why we haven't done
Yeah,
that. There's
our
a lot
stereo
of,
thoughts. We're not exactly sure even how to tackle that. Like
Yeah.
with such limited lines of code, and then you want to make it have like stereoness, where the left and right audio signals play off each other, play with each other. You know, however you
We
want to
do
word
have
that.
some ideas for like stereo pedals that may happen in the future, but
Yeah.
they're not really. It's not just going to be like grabbing a Bitquest and sticking two of them in a box, you know? Like,
No.
that's just not that interesting, because you
I
can
think
just
yeah,
buy two of them. You
that's
know?
what I think too. Is it's not quite interesting enough. It's not
Yeah.
quite a stereo experience enough, really. Like it's a dual mono experience, which is different.
Yeah, not quite the same.
It's not quite the same, yeah. Like if you imagine listening to stereo audio, you know, like stereo music's all about creating the sound field of a band that's in front of you on a stage, and their positions come through your stereo speakers, and they should relate to how that band was set up on the stage, ideally, right? And it's hard with dual mono pedals, you know, you'd have, you know, guitar on that speaker and your drums on that speaker, and you're going to call that stereo? Not really, right? It's not really going to be a stereo experience.
Schmocko says he's connecting from Australia. Well,
Oh, cool.
good day, mate.
Yeah, thank
Nice
you
to
for
see
joining
you.
us.
Thank you for popping in.
What time is it for you there? Is it really
like,
really
yeah,
late
like-
at night, or is it early morning already?
Or is it exactly 24 hours?
It's
and
less than. I think
a
it's
whole day
less. I
ahead?
think it's like 17 or 18 hours ahead, right? I don't think it's a full 24, but maybe it is.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking.
Haven't been to the land down under.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, I wish. Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Have you thought of some pedals and names?
Do you want to do mildly artistic
you
right now?
ready?
I thought maybe you'd want to jump in and do some history talking for a bit.
Oh, do you want to jump into history?
Well, because it's the whole pitch of the stream and everything. Eh? Maybe we should like do a little history talk.
Nope, we're doing the game first. Here we go.
Mildly artistic.
Paint ready, yeah. Jeez, we didn't even think of getting paint ready.
gotta
We're
open
so
up paint. There you go.
yeah.
Let me
That's
just make sure. Yeah, that's
yeah.
in the center there.
all right. Okay.
All right. Whoops, I forgot to adjust the cameras on this one. I'm kind of like,
Yeah, you. Oh, right. Because Neil's got it now. Neil and chat. I'm gonna draw either a pedal brand or a guitar pedal, and yeah, man. Well, I think that's a good idea too, right? To have both of those in one box, and you have a lot of gain options available in that one box. I think it'd be
you
pretty
can just
good.
put them both in a cardboard box, and then you've got them both in one box.
It's something, isn't it? It's still something. All right.
All right, mildly artistic. So
Mildly
yeah.
artistic.
Ryan's
Premise
gonna be-
is
Ryan's going to be drawing some, he's going to be doing like Pictionary. He's going to
I'm
draw
gonna- yeah.
what the name of a pedal company or pedal
Okay.
is. So he's going to draw something.
I'm not gonna
and
tell
it's going
you-
to represent what it is.
I'm not gonna say if it's a pedal brand or a pedal. Okay.
All right.
That's on you to figure out. And here we go.
By the way, it's
Let's
10:30
begin.
a.m. in Australia.
Oh, cool. So it is actually not a full day ahead of us. More like I don't know, a number of hours that would take some math to figure out. Check this out. It's not done yet, you guys. Don't worry, it's not done
I
yet.
have to imagine that's the most sarcastic ha I can imagine.
Okay. What am I drawing? What am I
Hmm.
drawing?
Dragon. Cat.
It's not a cat. I see. I feel like it looks like it's a cat, but it's not a cat. Okay.
It's a bat.
It's not. It's actually not a flying animal.
It's a cat. It's a bat. It's a rat.
It's not a cat or a rat.
This
I-
is a
I
Dr.
wish-
Seuss.
I wish this looked
There's
better.
no way that's not a cat.
I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah.
Don't say anything though. You got to draw
Where's the
this.
eraser? I screwed the
Fox
nose
rocks.
up. This was a dumb idea for the nose. That's a good guess. Where's the eraser thinger? Because the nose. I did the nose wrong. Okay, you guys. I really hosed this up. Do you see an eraser on here?
No.
No,
you have
right?
to do it with no eraser.
Okay. Okay. No prob. Here's the thing. This
No words.
the face comes out like that. This is bad.
It is a platypus.
It's actually a very common animal that a lot of people live with.
No hints.
Can I start it over?
Yeah.
How do I
You can
clear
hit
this?
undo a bunch.
I want to
Or you could
just do. Okay,
No.
don't save that. Okay,
right, all right.
let's start over.
He's
The
gonna try
eyes,
again.
the eyes
Sphinx.
were good. The
A
eyes were
sphinx.
good. I liked the ears. The ears were
Is a
fine.
sphinx a common
It's not a
animal that we
sphinx.
all live
It's not a
with?
sphinx.
I hate when my house gets infested with sphinxes.
Okay, there should be 4 legs, but I only.
It's got to be a dog then, right?
Okay, all right. Let's say that. Let's say that.
Okay, let's say it's a dog.
That this is what you would call a dog. Here's his nostrils.
Is it lone wolf?
No.
Is it
But you're on the right track with
all right,
the dog.
okay.
Okay, that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
That's really all. It's my only plan
Dog.
here
Is
was to
it
draw.
okay? I know it's not.
I
but
think you're gonna
is
have
it
a
woofer whaler.
no, and that
That's
darn
pretty
it, that
funny.
was one I was gonna draw
Oh,
in a
that's
different way. I was gonna draw a speaker and a whale,
Oh, that's.
but
that's good.
this is
Oh,
this.
don't tell me. I'm
okay,
still
yeah.
guessing. I'm still
Yeah.
guessing.
Think-
we're not done yet, are
can
we,
I-
chat?
can I
we
just-
we can guess this.
Think dog, okay? Think dog.
I'm thinking dog. I'm thinking
It
dog.
kind of looks. I think this actually looks like a pretty good. Here's his canines.
Yeah, that's a big toothy dog. Is it like?
Oh shit! I can't think of anything else to add to this picture to make it more obvious for the thing that I want you to guess. Okay, that's a hard way to say it. That's nothing. Don't worry about the dog bone. I'm just embellishing for no good
Just making
reason.
sure I know it's a dog.
Just embellishing.
It's a 3-legged dog.
Think of this dog as
2.5-legged
okay.
dog.
Can I give you a small hint? Think of this dog as somebody's pet.
Somebody's pet.
Somebody related to either the pedal or the brand.
Oh, is it Cooper Effects? Because it's his dog.
That's Cooper.
Cooper
That's
is the name
Cooper.
of his dog.
This is Cooper right here.
All right.
Don't tell Tom I drew Cooper like this, because
All
I
right.
think you could find it very offensive.
Yeah, that is
But this
horrible
is
dog.
the legendary.
That's Cooper
Cooper.
from Cooper Effects. Okay.
All right.
Wolf Tone.
That went pretty bad, didn't it?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was like really bad. Yeah.
We're really living up to the title of this game.
Nobody would ever say I was good at art or could draw in any way. Nobody would ever say, oh yeah, Ryan's good at drawing.
All right, so
Okay.
I'd barely call that a point.
I'm going to give it to you. You did a really good
All
job there. Now, the next one I have to think of here. Okay. Yeah. I was going to do Tomcat, but that was too... Yeah. I hope he is. I worry about Cooper there. Okay, here, guys, this one's going to be tough too. This one's going to challenge my drawing skills in a big way, okay? But here I go. We're starting off. Again,
All
don't...
right. No words.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard not to, like, want to explain what I'm doing. Okay, anyway.
All right, we got a skinny dog this time. It's
I
a
wish I
poodle.
hadn't drawn it so skinny. Don't focus on the skinniness, okay? How am I gonna do this?
I have an idea, but
Okay, like this. Okay, and this is like.
Okay, I think I'm wrong then.
Okay.
Keep going. Don't say it.
Can you? Sorry. Okay. So what? Okay.
Anybody ideas?
Any guesses?
Yeah, any guesses?
Does anybody have any guesses yet?
Don't tell me. This is like.
Okay. I'll start over.
I'm guessing. Okay, yeah.
I'll start over.
All right, we got a round two.
Because I'm gonna probably do the same thing that I had drawn there, because that's the only way I can think of to draw this. I'll just try to make it not seem like more obvious. Here, let me think of how we can do it more obvious. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Death metal goes.
Yeah, no, I agree,
Same
you
thing.
guys. I'll remember. I'll be the first to say I can't do art. I can't draw. Okay. This is okay. I don't know why I keep.
Okay, we got another animal.
This is same as the first, the one that I was just trying to draw it better.
Oh,
Okay.
it's the same one. Okay, so it's Cooper Effects.
It's not. Okay, here. This will help. This will make this seem a little bit more
All right.
obvious. Okay. Okay. So there's like.
Right, we got a horse.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we got a horse. We got a horse, everybody.
Okay. But that's not the answer. Okay.
Okay, my guess, and if this is what it is, this is terrible, Ryan.
Okay.
Is it the centaur?
No.
Okay.
But you're in the ballpark.
All right.
Okay. You're in the ballpark, but it's not a centaur.
Pelotar.
Yes.
It's the Pelotar.
It's the
That
Pelotar.
was supposed to be a
and
bird.
I'm trying to draw a bird pelican kind of thing right here.
That's terrible.
That's his wings. See, this is his wing. And then I don't know, is bird ear? Do birds have ears? I'm not sure.
Do birds have ears?
And then here's this pelican.
Everybody Google this. Do birds have ears?
This is his pelican face right here where the fish go.
You know those memes where it shows you like autofill suggestions
yeah.
that are really dumb? Do birds
This is-
have ears is one of those.
So that's my Pelotor, which is a
right.
wild petal.
I'll
Wouldn't
give
you
it to
agree?
you. That's not bad. It's
All
good.
right,
And yeah,
thank you.
Pelotar is a funny pedal.
You're actually pretty good at Pelotor's a really funny pedal, by the way. The spirit of just having a great laugh about that, I love it.
That might be a better Cooper.
Cooper was hard to draw. I was like, I don't know how to do this. And I'm using a mouse on like an armchair.
Yeah, we're not exactly set up to draw, but that's kind of the point of the game is to make this like very hard to draw.
We're
using MS Paint to draw
It
this,
doesn't
by the way.
super work that
MS
good.
Paint with a mouse.
And then our third thing here, okay, Neil, well, let's let the crowd guess it.
All right. So I'm not gonna guess. This
Okay,
one.
let's let chat guess this one because I think you'll know what it is too easily. Okay, but here we go.
Cooper.
You guys notice that every time I draw something like some dumb animal thing, like it's always some dumb animal thing every time. I don't know why it's like that for me. And yeah, I guess maybe I watched too much Dr.
First
Moreau.
version, like some Toucan Sam meets Island of Dr. Moreau.
Okay, this has gone off. I'm gonna start over. What's a good way to do this? Get the body out first. Okay. Okay, we got a body here. Oh my gosh, it's hard to draw in this armchair, okay? But anyway.
You guys have any guesses yet?
Yeah, start guessing at what you think this is. Well, its head is in a weird spot. That's a weird spot for a head. Okay, I'll be the first to say. This isn't...
That better not be Cooper.
I know these animals have ears. I don't need to look it up. I know these animals have ears. I can't think of what their tail looks like. Anyway, like that. And then sort of like this kind of a thing. Okay. A bit of this kind of a stuff. Right? That's not a face, by the way. It's not a face on a body. That's horrifying. And then this is where I think it'll really come into where everybody's going to figure out what this is, okay?
Where it makes it obvious,
yeah.
guys.
Once I do this part, you'll look at that part and you'll be like, I understand what we're drawing here, okay?
You know what? He sort of looked like Quagmire. I thought when he drew the body, I was like, this looks like Stewie Griffin.
Drawings here. All right. That's pretty good, actually. That's probably the best I've ever drawn one of those. All right. What do you guys think? That's all that I want to draw to represent what this is.
I have a guess.
I believe that Neil can get it.
I think is it. I'll give a clue to the audience. Is it related to me?
No.
No. Okay, then I don't know what it is.
No, it's not. No. Here, what can we think here? What else could we do to make this seem this animal isn't super well represented, if I'm being honest with myself. I wouldn't say that if you were to look out in the field where this lives, that this is what it would look like. It would look a little different.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
Okay. I bet you do, Neil. And that's based off of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if you ignore the animal
yeah.
and you just look at that,
focus
I think
on
you know
this
the name.
and then maybe don't That's awesome.
Cowloaf, yeah,
That's totally awesome as a guess. I love it.
Okay.
Whoops, sorry. Shouldn't move that
Is
around too
that
much.
close?
Yes, actually, yes.
Yes.
Cowloaf will is basically what the answer is. Can you just zazz it into a slightly different way of saying it, and you'll be there, and you'll be on it, because you've basically said it. Yeah.
Now I wonder if it's actually something different than what I'm thinking.
Well, Cowloaf really is it. I mean, we could basically give them the answer off of that, even though it's like sort of this is I'm slicing it. All right. What do you think, Neil? Should we just fess up?
I know it.
Yeah. Do you want to spill the beans, or you want to give?
Originally, my thought was it was the big ear loaf.
Oh,
and
that's
I thought
really
it was
good.
A rabbit.
Oh,
with
that's really
but what
good.
it actually is, guys.
Yeah.
Cattle and bread.
It's cattle and bread. Yeah.
Cattle and bread.
Yeah, and I'd be the first to say this isn't exactly what a cow looks like.
I'd say
It's
the
not
face
exactly.
usually looks different
Yeah,
on a cow. But Ryan, I got something to show you.
All right.
Oh,
Boom,
my button
boom.
didn't work. My button didn't work.
Oh.
Hold on, no, I have something to play for you.
See, the drawing was good enough to actually have done it. It did
for
it.
you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. That's too kind. You're too kind to me.
Yeah, probably should have adjusted your camera before we started.
Oh, whoops!
You're
I'm like way down
looking
there.
at his
Whatever. Yeah.
microphone. Cattle and bread.
My mic is
Pretty
cool
good,
looking.
Pretty good, Ryan. I'll
You know,
give it to
cows
you.
are actually pretty hard to draw. They're very complicated faces that are very
All
very
right,
complicated to
sit
draw.
back up. Ugh.
All right, you guys. Oh, yeah, we got all the silly stuff out of the
I
way.
really thought it was going to be big ear loaf because I thought you were trying to draw a rabbit.
Is that how you meant too that you were connected through the big ear connection?
I thought that maybe,
yeah, that would have been good. I wish I would have thought of that. It's probably better than
right. It actually it's so
Yeah,
funny because it
like,
makes perfect sense with that drawing.
It does, and that drawing was.
But cattle and bread.
I should have drawn is more than one cow. One cow isn't cattle,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a cow. Yeah.
You didn't say a cattle.
No,
I guess you could.
I have a lot to learn about drawing. You know.
I have a lot to learn about cattle. Actually, I don't really know.
Yeah, I have a lot of room to improve. Well, I guess now
Yeah,
we
so
should
you want to start in some history.
Yeah, we should flip and talk about some 20 years of being a guitar pedal brand. Hey,
All right.
it's a long ass time.
Oh, but hang on, Ryan.
Okay. I'll wait.
We got a special message.
Oh, hello again,
Oh, this
boys.
guy.
It is me,
Oh,
Jean-Pierre, your
JP.
soda sommelier. I bet you didn't expect to see me again so soon. But since the summer is almost over, I figured I better bring you one more delicious, refreshing beverage. So I bring you this Shine Muscat soda from Japan. It may be pronounced Shine since it is from Japan, but it is very delicious and refreshing. I hope you enjoy. And now back to your stupid show.
This looks cool though.
All
This is
right,
a great
thanks, Jean-Pierre.
grape flavored Japanese pop.
What a nice guy. Grape soda
He-
from Japan.
He's a mix of nice because there are.
Yeah, he's a little rude.
He's kind of rude,
He doesn't
but
appreciate our live streams.
I
but
don't think he's a huge. He
He's a
didn't.
generous guy.
He didn't like our games either, but I do love that he treats us to these goodies.
Nothing like soda for your toothache.
Yeah, it does need it. Did you like do something smart and
Oh,
remove
it's got plastic.
you
around
remove the
top
thing?
first. Yeah, you got to tear that off. It should
We
be
didn't.
perforated. Here, you can have this one. I just opened
Oh,
it.
thanks. I'll
open
trade
that
you.
one for
Thank you. Did we do when we did our soda stream? Did we do a ramune?
No, we didn't. But I figured because we'd had those before, so.
Oh, I like how the Japanese people, like their sodas always have, even that you have to unwrap that neat thing. Like they
fancy,
elevate the
you know?
opening,
Yeah,
the opening
it's
of
an
it just a little bit.
experience.
All right, let's do a cheers.
All right, there we
One
go.
of your cheers.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Like it.
Delicious, delicious.
Oh, you gotta love a good soda.
Oh, I
hey?
saw my mom was guessing. she guessed the howler, which would
Oh,
have been
yeah.
great for the wolf.
That would have been a really good one
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Geez, everybody's. We should get other people or
That's
guests
funny.
on. Vicky,
My mom
come
knows
on.
pedal names. What do
Yeah,
you
she knows. She's better at pedal names than me because everybody had a better take on that one than I did.
know? Yeah. I like when our
Sorry.
versions are better than
Yeah,
yours.
sorry. I
That's
stink
why
at it.
it's called mildly
Yeah,
artistic.
it's like very
Just
mildly, very
very
mild.
mild.
Yeah, very low level. This
Cheers
is
to
really nice. Though.
Grooveyard. Hey, thank you for tuning in.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, they're the record store where I sometimes work, but mostly just hang around and waste time.
Yeah, Penticton has such a cool record shop. It's like a really, really cool store.
They've been talking
Awesome
about
store.
doing a little podcast too, doing like. A
Oh
record
yeah, we
podcast.
should. That's a good
That'd be
idea
fun.
because we could talk music easy for
Yeah,
hours, and I think that'd be really fun.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Totally fun.
All right.
All right,
So now,
let's do it.
finally, time to get into
History.
the history of Dr.
The history
Scientist.
of I was gonna say Tenacious D. Remember that song? That's a
I
good one.
do.
I like how he says, it's not just a list of bullshit that we've done in the past. It's a chronicling of our rise to power.
All right, here we go. I got a little intro for
We
you.
didn't really rise to
By
power
the way,
much
these
in 20
these
years.
intro videos don't look good on Instagram. They only look good on YouTube. So you're going to be seeing half of it
Oh,
on
yeah, right.
Instagram. All
Yeah.
right.
They got the vertical layout, yeah. It's pretty nicely done.
That was it. You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty good.
All right, I gotta transition us down to here.
Yeah.
look
Oh,
at
there
that.
we go.
got
Yeah.
many of us. There
Yeah.
we are.
Oh, we're getting high tech, aren't we? We're getting slick with our
All right,
stream.
maybe before we even start talking, I'm just gonna give you a little pop quiz.
Okay. Cool. I'm getting tested a lot today, don't I? All right,
All right.
I'll be pretty good at answering these, I think.
In
Yeah.
what city did Dr. Scientist officially start? This is for you guys in
Downtown.
the chat. No,
Oh.
let them guess.
Oh,
first.
right. I'm not supposed to
Yeah,
guess
it's not a pop quiz
I
for
actually
you,
know
Ryan.
it. Yeah, I'm actually the one
Ryan
who
already
knows
knows
it.
what city it
Right,
started.
I forgot about
this
that.
This is for the chat.
That's for the chat.
Yeah. So this is for you guys. So if you guys can guess, and Ryan, why don't you start it off? Give us some history.
Well, gosh, I don't know. It was 20 years ago, right? 2005. I had finished electronics program at NATE, and
Sorry, incorrect. Grooveyard.
what did they guess?
They guess Summerland. That's where
I
we currently
wish.
are,
I
but
wish. Yeah,
not where it started.
that's where we
Nope.
currently are, though. We sure like
It's
it
in
here.
a much worse place.
So 20 years ago, finishing up that electronics program. I guess a little bit before that, I had wanted to make guitar pedals, before August of 2005. That's just when I registered the business name of Dr. Scientist Sounds. But before that, leading up to it, I was in a electronics program at NATE in Edmonton, Alberta. I was in a program called Electronics Engineering Technology, which is a 2-year. I guess I just gave it away, but Eric, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Edmonton,
Yeah.
that is where it started.
It
Good job.
started there, and I had a couple of professors or teachers in the program that were guitar players, and so they would point out, just as you'd be talking about a circuit thing in randomly, they would point out, oh, you could do this with it, or you could do that with it, and so pretty early on, we'd be talking about transistors, and I would go home and make a simple booster pedal. They taught us about op-amp oscillators. I went home and made that into a tremolo. One afternoon, they talked about audio amplifiers that were like in chips, like single chip amplifier things, and I went home and started the Fraz, because the at the heart of the Fraz is a 1-watt audio amplifier. And so all through that program, I was tinkering on these guitar electronics and guitar circuits, because I was a guitar player at the time too. And basically once the program ended, right? So it's, April, May, June, whatever. No, it was more like April. I think it ended. It was early of 2005. I didn't plan on going to get a job. I planned on starting a guitar pedal company. And that's what I worked on. And registered the business, and then finalizing the designs because I had a whole bunch of designs close at that point, and so just spent time working on them. Got in touch with the website guy Brian, and
Gonna bring us up to our second pop quiz question.
yeah, sure. Oh, good. Yeah,
What was
great
the
question.
very first
Yeah,
Dr.
great question. Great
Scientist
question.
pedal? What was
Yeah.
the first pedal that Ryan made? That was officially released, anyways, as a Dr. Scientist pedal.
One little maybe interesting aside too to starting a guitar pedal company is maybe people would be like, "Oh, you must really love guitar pedals. You've been like a big guitar pedal person. You probably had a huge guitar pedal collection." No, I didn't have any guitar pedals. I used I did over the years. I actually did have a handful of guitar pedals, but I didn't really use them. I had a big muff. I had a small stone. I had a DD7. But I didn't really use them too much. What I liked using for my guitar tone was this rack mount Boss multi-effects processor. And I really like that as like a multi-effect, it's like a digital unit, it's like not quite the same kind of thing as guitar pedals, but I really dug it. Anyway, as I got into the, more discrete electronics and the analog electronics, and then I really got interested in the idea of separate effects, like not having everything in this digital box and actually making guitar pedals. And over the years now, I've of course added a whole bunch of guitar pedals to the old collection. But yeah, back then I wasn't really a guitar pedal person at all.
I just had a little funny aside too. The kind of same thing when I started making pedals.
Yeah.
I only had one guitar pedal. It was
what'd you have?
Electro-Harmonix baseballs.
Oh sure, yeah.
Cool little
Very good one,
filter pedal. And the very first pedal that I made was a fuzz pedal that I actually just took that apart, destroyed it, and used the enclosure for it. So sorry, Electro-Harmonix.
That's hilarious.
I turned your pedal into a way worse pedal.
That's hilarious how that could go. Yeah. We'll get a guess there for the first one.
No guesses yet.
No.
The pop quiz question, to remind you, was what
was the first?
Yeah. The first
real
Dr.
Scientist pedal. Yeah.
Guessing Sunny Day Delay based on you having a DD7.
That's a good guess.
Good guess, but you
Really
would be
good
wrong
guess.
still
No.
base, actually.
Really good guess.
Delay actually would be probably
Nice to see you, by the way. Thanks for coming by.
To start with,
It would,
like a
yeah. It was something simpler.
little more complicated.
Something
to make a
simpler.
delay. Grooveyard guesses reverb and distortion. Distortion is a better guess.
Distortion's
not a reverb,
close.
though,
Distortion's
but,
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on. Gonna say too about that time.
Death Metal Ghost says, was it the woofer?
No.
No.
I did want to talk a bit about the woofer whaler,
We will-
though.
we'll
know?
get to the
We'll
woofer.
get to it. We'll get to it. We got all the oldies to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. But no, it's something simpler than delay. Gotta start
much
simpler than that. Much simpler. Yeah, it's true. Much simpler. I don't know. In the meantime, what should we have? Where should we go with that talk of 20 years? I don't know. 20 years ago. It's a long time ago.
Very long time.
It's a long ass time ago. So I don't know. I started up the, made a name. Oh, do you want to talk a bit about like why the name is like that?
Yeah. I brought up.
Yeah.
Here, let me just put us
Yeah.
back down here.
Yeah, because we can talk about the name a bit. Okay.
If any of you guys know the significance of this character.
Yeah. See if you know who that is. Does anybody know who that is? Cleanness is a great guess.
Also
Good guess.
Also good
yeah.
guess, but no, we'll talk about cleanness later too.
It was all right around that time because the cleanness was like, right around then too. But
It's
one
a
of them was
pedal
just
we
first.
still make,
Yeah, it's a pedal we
actually.
still make. It's gone through 4 maybe main revisions, and it's been in its final form since around 2017.
It's final form.
I do think it's probably its final form.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll do another thing with it. It's probably how it's going to be now forever. But it's changed a lot over the years. Yeah, but
So Ryan, who is this? Who
this
is on the
this is Dr. Girlfriend, right
Yeah.
from Venture Brothers, cartoon TV show from like Adult Swim, from early 2000s. Right, is when Venture Brothers would have started, and Dr. Girlfriend was very inspirational for the name. I really liked her name, and also I have to also give another shout out to another doctor because at the time, 2005. I'm watching a lot of Adult Swim, okay? I'm watching every one of those cartoons from C-Lab to Aqua Teen to Venture Brothers, Birdman, The Brack Show, Space Ghost, like you name it. Those shows meant so much to me back then. They still do. I just love them. And on Aqua Teen, there was a character called Dr. Weird that every episode would start with him doing some weird experiment. And between these two characters, it was like inevitable that I was going to call the business Doctor something. Cause like, I was really like taken with both of these characters and like just laughing at them all the time. Just thought they were so funny. And so I thought it would be like a funny Adult Swimmy kind of a gag to put doctor with scientist, like that would be something you wouldn't hear, like how you wouldn't really call somebody Dr. Girlfriend, you wouldn't call somebody Dr. Scientist. That would be a funny, weird thing that would make these guys laugh. You know, like if the Venture Brothers saw the business name, they go, "Oh, that's a funny, cool business name." That really was all that there was to it. I wanted a funny, cool business name that seemed Adult Swimmy. Yeah.
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely.
I agree. Unmatched. Like to this day, there's nothing that has like struck me the same as those early years of Adult Swim. They were absolutely wild.
Harvey Birdman was probably my favorite.
I probably, you know,
Watch that nonstop.
if I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably go with Aqua Teen, just because of like the volume of absolutely ridiculous content that they've made. You know, they've got so much wild stuff.
Aqua Teen's one of those shows
This is
where
one of the
if
best.
you watch enough of it, I start to feel dumber.
Yeah, I like that about those shows. That works for me. So I'll tell you a bit too about registering the name, because every year I put up that little business license registration thing that shows that I registered the business in 2005. I'll just explain again here. I'm eating ice cubes. I'm stuffing ice cubes into the side of my face because I got like the worst toothache I've ever had. It hurts so flippin' bad. The ice makes it not hurt. So that's what I'm doing, okay? Anyway, I walk down to the registration office, right? That's where you go in Canada if you're going to make a business. You go to this office and you register your name. And I said, I want to be called Dr. Scientist. And they said, you can't be called that. No. Because in Canada, only actual medical doctors can register a company called Doctor Something, which is then their name that they register because they become like a registered entity within the government. They are, you know, doctor their name, and a civilian isn't allowed to just go around calling himself Doctor whatever, right? Like, so so at first I'm crushed. I'm like, oh shit, well that was my whole thing, right? That was my whole plan. What am I gonna do here? But the lady's like, don't panic. We got a way around it. If you still want to be called Doctor Something, then you just have to spell out doctor is one hoop that you can jump through to get around it, and then also put a word at the end so that you're not just called Doctor Something, you're called Doctor Something Something. And then that counts as getting around these like Canadian rules of how a doctor business can be named. And so right there on the spot, I was like, okay, well then Dr. Scientist sounds. And that's the business I registered that day on August 11 or whatever, 2005.
And that explains the extra long Instagram handles.
Yes, that's why on YouTube and Instagram we are actually called Dr. Scientist Sounds. Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, and technically we're actually supposed to be DOCTOR Scientist Sounds, but it turns out they don't actually really care about that rule. Nobody's checking it or enforcing it or making sure that you're not abbreviating it, because technically the abbreviation is for doctors. But I don't know. They don't care that much. They let us get away with it.
Death Metal Ghost says you need to whiskey up your ice cubes.
Oh my gosh.
You know, made a drunken live stream.
Can you imagine?
Harvey Birdman, one of the best things nobody talks about.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
Harvey
Clint
Birdman was
Flintstone as a
so
crime boss.
funny.
Yeah, that was great.
It was such a funny show. Like I just loved it.
Brian probably knows, like all the time whenever Brian says, like whenever
Yeah.
he's looking for something,
Yeah.
I always
Be
tell
like,
him, not there,
yeah,
there.
like there's so many little gags.
Yeah.
There's
It's a
so
great
many.
show. It's just, something
It's
you,
just
like,
such a
remember
great
to this
show.
day.
Yeah.
Just so many good jokes.
So it was
Colbert
like
was great in that show.
it was inevitable for me to name the business Doctor Something because of watching so much Adult Swim content at the time. I feel like it was the only way I could have gone, was calling it Doctor Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody's guessed the first pedal.
Okay, so we fess up.
Surprisingly, you know what it is, guys?
It's the Fraz Dazzler.
Dazzler.
The Fraz Dazzler was the first pedal, and it even had that name way back in 2005. I called it that right from because it actually existed in early 2004. The first time that I ever did anything with the Fraz Dazzler, back then I used to be into recording music quite a bit, and I had a little studio set up in my apartment, you know, just like simple kind of thing where you could record into a computer kind of thing. And I was working on this cool cover song of a Duran Duran, and I wanted a great fuzz tone that was DIY because, you know, I'm in this electronics program, so I want to make the fuzz tone. And that's when I made the thing that would become the Fraz, using the LM386 op amp. Well, not op amp, amplifier, 1 watt audio amp. And then basically it was like that plus not really the four gain stages of the transistor Big Muff, but I liked the idea of the 4 transistor stages, so I still did have 4 transistors and the 1 watt audio amp.
It's more for looks than anything.
I just thought it was like a cool. Sometimes you pay sort of like a tribute to a circuit where you like something about a circuit or inspired about something about a circuit, but then you don't necessarily do that in the circuit, but it just becomes like a little bit of a tip of the hat kind of a thing, or a little tribute. Because obviously the Big Muff's such a like influential fuzz thing.
Speaking of phrases,
Should we show one off?
There,
Some early day
there's
phrases.
some early phrases.
Yeah, that's the. I guess technically that would be the very, very first phrase that Tanya and I ever made together in a vinyl box, and it would date to like, spring 2005 kind of a thing.
Yes.
And this one too. We made both of these the same night. I remember she really liked this one. I really liked the yellow one. She really liked that hologram red and the stripes.
Videos are just collections of like all the ones that
Yeah.
Ryan's held on to. So these ones are all like over in the other room.
Yeah, I have all these
We're
pedals
just
still.
showing them off. There's obviously way more than just these. There's
Yeah.
the Star Trek font I was looking at earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's, that summer and fall, we would go on to like get the first dealer. The very first dealer that we ever had was in Edmonton. They're called the Acoustic Music Shop. We still work with them. They're on White Ave and 99th Street. And it's a cool story. A guy, I had lent, because back then I before I'm selling any pedals, I'm still handing them out to some people like in the music scenes and stuff. Cool bands. Edmonton has lots of cool bands and a really big music scene. And so every now and then I would, through a friend or whatever, a buddy would be like, hey, these guys are doing this. Could they try that? And so, yeah, of course they can borrow a cleanness or borrow a fraz or whatever. And, so we're getting pedals out and stuff a bit, but we're not really selling any. But this was cool. A guy who works at the music shop, Travis, years ago, he worked at Acoustic Music Shop in Edmonton. He's in a jam room with a guy who's got one of these pedals. He's borrowed like a cleanness or a whatever off of me, and he's got one. He goes back to the owner of the music shop and says, there's someone in Edmonton here making really neat looking, cool sounding guitar pedals. So they call me down into the music shop one afternoon and order 2 of every pedal. The first thing we ever, a first order, first invoice. And that was like really the start of it. There's 2 kinds of starts. That's a start with dealers. And then the other start I would credit Harmony Central Guitar Forum for. That they as soon as we had a website online, Harmony Central Forum just found it instantly and like started talking about the pedals. And we did a little special sale for them to like twist some arms, and boom, now all of a sudden we got like 100 pedals on order. And keep in mind, we don't really make pedals yet, right? Like we're very new. So it was actually pretty awkward growing pains and growing phases, and people waited months and months, and I annoyed a whole bunch of customers, and we got through it in the end, but it was a little awkward at first. But yeah, Acoustic Music Shop was the first dealer to like look at our stuff and go like, wow, I think we could sell those things, and then order them, Yeah. And then from there, once one dealer's in, then it's a lot easier to go around and tell other people that, yes, you're in a store and yes, these things can be sold. And it took off.
So Ryan, I have another thing that you made. This is probably before the fraz.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is not something that's not Dr. Scientist.
No.
But it's just something that you made, I think.
Yeah.
Tell the people what the heck
Sure.
this thing is.
Before Tanya and I had made a guitar pedal, we were like, well, we should, just sort of decorate a box, like make an electronics project together, right? And so what that thing is it's vinyl stripes, and it's 4 LEDs, but one of them, the bottom one's kind of pushed in, but it's just a light chaser. It just goes back and forth with LED lights, like a decade counter, like a CMOS chip. A 4017, I think, is in there. That's just making the lights go back and forth. It's not super interesting, but it's like our first gadget that we made. And at the time, Tanya and I thought maybe we will sell light boxy gadget thingies too. That would be a thing also that maybe we could do. And so we, tinker around with
box
it.
gadgets kind of stuck around because then we started making the Spectrum Analyzer.
Yeah.
And that's another lighty up gadget.
Yeah, and that's a lot better of a light gadget than this, because a lot more interesting. Yeah.
All right, we got one other weird thing here, Ryan.
Okay, right, yeah.
What the heck is this thing?
Yeah, now this didn't really ever get a name. If you guys remember just a moment ago, I was talking about making a Duran Duran song cover. Well, the Duran Duran song was called The Chauffeur. And there's a part in The Chauffeur where a Britishy voice says something like it's more than just color and shape, something like that, talking about color and shape. And so I was like, I'm gonna put that into my cover. I'm still gonna have that song or that voice in it, but I wanted it to sound more like a Dalek, like from Doctor Who, like a robot-y kind of voice. And so what this thing is it gives you that sort of Dalek not ring mod, but like a modulated, weird sounding quality to a voice. And I think it just used logic chips. Would be my guess. Is it some sort of logic switching or logic?
Been a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't exactly remember what it did. It wasn't a circuit I made either. It was like a robot voice changer, I think is probably what it was called. But it was one of the first things I ever boxed up. And then drew. If you notice, you see on the bottom of it, it has a little robot. That's basically the first time that the robots because then Tanya would make that robot in vinyl and stick it on Fraz's. And remember on the vinyl ones, they would have them on the side of the box doing like a robot wave. I just always thought they were cool, but that's basically the first time a Fraz robot appears in the world.
All right. And then this, I think, is a pedal that never really went anywhere, but we also got this.
Oh yeah. What's it gonna say? Yeah, we never made any of these. I made 2 of them. Obviously inspired by C-Lab quite heavily, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly where that name came from. The Synth Lab it just didn't do enough, I don't think, to be a pedal. And in retrospect, you know what it really needed to have made it a great, like a pedal that could have existed at the time and been cool, was a flippin' expression input. Because what it was just a 555 timer. Reads in your guitar signal, goes into the 555, gets made into a square wave, and then goes from the square wave through like a 386 for some more like distortion and fuzz, just to give it like a really fuzzy distorted tone. And then because the 555 has made it into a square wave, you can now control the frequency of that square wave with that knob from like really low frequency to really high screamy frequency. And so if you have that on a foot controller, that's going to be quite cool sounding. And I think you'll make a lot of cool sounds with it. But as a standalone pedal, you kind of have to be riding that frequency knob to make it interesting sounding. And I decided that it was basically a one-trick pony that didn't really bring enough to be a guitar pedal. Like it was just it just did one sound. In retrospect, could it have flown? I'm not sure. Maybe it would have been a better decision to have put that out than the Woofer Whaler. If you think about it, maybe. But yeah, I only made 2 of them, and Neil and I had to listen to it the other day, and it is cool sounding, but I don't think it's like, I still don't really think it's something so neat that anybody else really needs to hear it or needs to get one or anything,
Yeah. All right, so we're looking like 2005. And
yeah.
Made Fraz, right?
Yeah.
You had
ideas
for everything.
I have a working chorus. The Sunny Day Delay, the cleanness is also totally done. I have my clone, the Woofer Whaler, and the last thing that really came together was the reverberator. But even that in 2005 was still a pedal.
All right, well, let's go on to this guy. So this is
Sure.
another one. This is one that we don't make anymore.
Yeah.
But what's up with this pedal, right?
Well, the cleanness was, I thought, that's actually not even one of the first ones. Originally, they only had 4 knobs, and they were 3 bands of equalizer and a gain knob. So you'd have a bass, a mid-range, a treble, and then how much gain do you want out of that? But there was a little flawed because the gain could only make the circuit louder, and the frequency stages also make the circuit louder, right? Like as you boost them. So if they're over noon, then they're adding gain to the circuit too, making it louder. And there was no way to make it quieter. So it was, I feel like it wasn't quite as useful as it could have been. We would then later release it though with 5 knobs and add the volume knob.
Casey Desmond says, "I love my robot Fraz."
Hey Casey,
and we love
you still have that?
Casey.
That's awesome. Jeez, Casey would have bought that like almost 20 years ago. Hey, like a really long time ago. Thank you. It was really cool to work with you.
And so the cleanness, you were just I've
Yeah,
been
I just,
learning stuff about Dr. Scientist too as we were planning this. So
Yeah.
the cleanness you were telling me is kind of EQ that we've kind of stuck with, you know.
We actually use these EQ stages in a lot of pedals still. Yeah, the way that they're an active shelving or active peaking, depending on the frequency and how you set it up. I would call it peaking, an active peaking filter circuit. And we use the Elements uses it, the Fraz uses it. The treble control in like the BitQuest is that same equalizer control. It's just a really easy. It's a single op amp stage. It boosts and it cuts a good amount of gain, like a solid 15 dB at 9 volts kind of thing, and really low noise, effective. You know, like the range is good. So yeah, we've really stuck with those EQ stages for a long time, and I think they were something that came out of a book when I was in school. A lot of the circuits you get taught for an electronics program like that are the kind of like everyday real world circuits that are getting used in things that you buy. So you're going to learn practical filters, practical equalizer circuit, you know, practical amplifier stuff that you can like get up and running with gear pretty quickly. And yeah, I think I just borrowed a filter circuit from one of those lessons and adapted it to the right frequency ranges and everything that we wanted to use it with, and we have stuck with it for 20 years. It's a good one though. It's a good EQ.
And then you also had the Sunny Day Delay.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
This is one of the originals too.
Yeah, this is yeah. Look how low the knobs are and how high the stomp is.
The
stomp's accommodating for the 9-volt battery, right? And then we should have showed the insides of some of these too, because these are like kitchen sink PCBs. Yeah. These are DIY PCBs that were very awkward, very crude, and that's it's matured enough now. The knobs, better. Yeah, it looks a lot better now. There's the little growing pains like that. You're not really. Sometimes you'll build a thing and then you look at it and be like, "Whoop, I didn't build that in the best way." You know, like it's just sort of. There was a lot to learn back then, a ton to learn back then. But the Sunny Day Delay has always been a PT 2399 base delay. It's fairly simple. At the earliest days, it didn't have any sort of noise suppression, so it didn't have the compander in it that we use now. It had a really high noise floor, like sputtering and whirring clock noises from the delay chip. Because also, that delay chip is only meant to do about a quarter of a second with low noise, but I wanted to have a second of delay. So I'm dragging this delay chip way past what it really wants to be doing, and that's why all this clock noise was in the signal. Tons of sputtering, really grainy repeats and very noisy, and I loved it. I thought it sounded awesome. Like I think noise in the right context is actually pretty cool, and there's a lot of ways that noise on albums that you've listened to over the years, that noise is a big part of them, and it's added a lot of character and good sound to it. But when you're sitting in front of just an amp and you're just hearing the thing by itself without, just purely dry, like just this delay pedal, a lot of people thought it was actually pretty bloody noisy. And I had dealers too that were like, I don't really think we can sell this thing as it is. It's too flippin' noisy. And so we went, I rejiggered the circuit and added the compander. And the compander, the delay sits inside that compander loop and makes it so that all the sputtering and stuff gets muted away. Basically, you don't notice it. You don't notice it at all.
Yeah,
or a lot less.
Compander, if you're interested, takes like your signal and squashes it. Then you put it through whatever's making noise. And when it comes out the other end, you expand it again, so it pushes all the noise back down. So your signal becomes higher than the noise, and
quite effective. It's quite effective too. It's actually really effective, and we would use companders in the Cosmic course also, because those BBD chips, if you try to push them a little bit past what they're comfortable with, they'll also give you a whole shitload of noise. Neil, you might have to grab her.
Oh, sorry, I got a dog running away. Give me one.
Sorry, I could have grabbed her too. I don't know why I made you do it. Neil's more able than me. There you go.
Dog.
Thank you. Sorry. If she pulls too hard on that one cord that's plugged into the phone, boom, this all freezes and we have to restart the whole stream. So Pep's a wild card. Okay, every stream Pep is our wild card, and we don't exactly know what she's gonna do. Sunny Day Delay. I always really like the Sunny Day Delay. It's got a great sound. It's lo-fi. It's simple. You know, no tap tempo. Never had anything like that. It's a very simple delay, but I feel like it has the sound that you want out of that kind of delay. And
It's a classic delay sound. It really just
yeah, like
sounds good anyway.
I think of it as a bread and butter delay sound. That like
Absolutely.
it always sounds good with a guitar. The like genre doesn't really matter. What you're doing with it doesn't really matter. It's a nice, smooth, good sounding delay. I don't know. I always liked the old Sunny Day
Along
delay.
with the Sunny Day delay, we had this Cosmic Chorus.
Yeah. So you can tell I'm really just trying to cover the basics, right, of the guitar effects that were, you know, available to me at the time. Like I could have gone in another direction, like say a flanger instead of a chorus, but I was making the things that I personally wanted to use, and I personally really like chorus. And so that's the old V3 there from about 2011 or 2012. The Cosmic Chorus is, you know, at its heart, the MN 3007 BBD chips with one of the MN 3101 clocks. That version, no compander, so you get quite a bit of noise floor with the V1s. The V2 would add the compander and expand the controls a little bit, and then the V3 would just sort of really focus on the audio quality of it and making it sound as good as it can, while also again expanding the features slightly, making some features that really annoyed people like the hold mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's the first one
Yeah.
where it's just like dead simple. We're talking like BBD chip, clock chip, op amp in, op amp out. Really, just the bare minimum of what you would need to make a chorus pedal. But it had a great sound. It sounded like a cool chorus. Yeah, it was a little hissy and noisy and stuff like that, but I wasn't really sweating stuff like that back in the day. I care a lot more about noise floor nowadays as an older person. Back then, I didn't worry too much if stuff had a bit of noise floor. Sorry again for the ice cubes.
If it's too noisy, you're too old. That's how this
Right?
saying
Yeah.
goes, I think.
And like so much noise that people, you know, not to disparage customers or say anything bad about anybody's opinion, right? But you'll get customers who will set their amp and guitar up, set their chain up, right? Very loud, set it very loud, but then turn the guitar down so that there's no sound going, dead silence, and then sit in front of that amp and effects and really get upset about the noise floor. Like, it always struck me as funny because if you just turn your guitar volume up and give those strings a hit, you won't notice any noise floor at all. It will completely go away. You will never hear it. And I just had a bit more of a punk mentality like that. Like if the noise is bothering you, play a note. You know, like instead of just listening to this noise floor and this noisy amp, play a note and make the music, and then you won't notice the noise anymore, and it won't matter.
You used to be punk rock. Now you're here putting ice cubes
But now,
on your
yeah,
toothache.
now I need ice cubes to survive to the next minute. That's not very punk, is it? If I was punk, I'd go get the pliers and get this tooth out of my head right now on the live thing.
All right, so Ryan, what's the story with the woofer whaler?
Okay, now this is a little embarrassing, but I kind of felt like back then, I kind of felt like you had to have a clone. If you were going to be a guitar pedal brand, that you had to have a clone. And I thought the most popular clone, or like the most ubiquitous clone, I don't know what the word would be, like the clone that you'd want to make would be a tube screamer.
Mm-hmm.
And so the woofer whaler,
It's the one everyone had, right? The one everyone made.
it seemed to me, as a guy again who doesn't know a ton about guitar pedals and doesn't own a ton of guitar pedals, I thought the tube screamer was like a lot of people's go-to guitar pedal, and that would be a smart clone to make. And so it's the TS808 version, which 20 years later, I'm not sure what all the different versions of tube screamer, like exactly what that means.
Ask
You know,
JHS, he knows.
I'm not exactly sure what that meant. It had a 4558 op amp. It had the classic 720 hertz, you know, mid bass hump there. I basically didn't really change it much, other than I changed the LED types that you could use. So instead of silicon diodes, you could do LED diodes, it makes it less gain, opens it up a bit. I think I also made it so it could have more gain available too, because I don't know, more gain is always better.
Yeah.
But it was I never really wanted to make that. I didn't really want to make a clone. I didn't really think that we needed to make that. Like, I just did it because I thought that our brand wouldn't be taken as seriously or as noticed if we didn't have a clone, that was like actually an important part of a boutique guitar pedal brand, is that they have a clone. But it wasn't very far into the business where I realized that I could really just focus on the ones that weren't clones, and that the Tube Screamer wasn't really going to be a big deal to us. And I had set out, I had a run of 100 Woofer Whaler PCBs. We finished the 100 of them, and I didn't make any more. Yeah, so I never made any more after that first
every
100.
company was doing a Tube Screamer clone.
It was. It just seemed like
Tube Screamers and Big Muffs everywhere, right?
It just seemed like it was very common.
Yeah.
Very commonly done. But in retrospect, I wouldn't. If I was going to start it all over again, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't make a clone.
I have another weird pedal here, Ryan.
Sure. Yeah.
Here, let me just turn off the Cosmic Chorus video here.
Bye, Cosmic Chorus.
What is this all about?
Do we have?
There's not even a pedal in
It's
there.
not
It's
even a
just a
pedal,
box.
just a box. Yeah. This was, it's kind of two stories in one here, because back in the day when we were doing the vinyl finishes, they were incredibly difficult. They were super, super labor intensive. They took us a long time to do. We could only do a couple dozen vinyl finishes in a month. And and lots of times they would fail, and you would have to redo the whole thing. Like you'd get a hair under the clear coat or just some bullshit, right? That made it so that it couldn't go to a customer or a store. So we were dabbling with this new finish idea that was an epoxy called New Luster, and you'd put the New Luster over the box, and then it would dry to like this shiny hard shell. And I thought, oh, maybe this could be how we finish guitar pedals, is we'll dip them or pour them or whatever with this hard shell, and it will protect the vinyl. Like we would still do the vinyl, but then we wouldn't clear coat it. We would seal it with this clear coat instead of a vinyl clear coat. But it didn't take long to realize that this format of new lustering is even worse to pull off successfully, that you have even more fails. And after like a year or so, it goes yellow. It turns yellow. And so
Need to be retrobreading your guitar pedal.
yeah, so we couldn't really use it. And so we just bailed on this idea. This would have been summer of 2006 where I experiment with New Luster, but then bail on that idea. But the pedal, the 386, was actually going to be, again, an LM 386, one of those 1-watt amplifiers I'm always talking about, without the other stuff that made it a Fraz. Like a Fraz has that transistor section. That's where it gets its gating from, and that's where it gets a lot of its saturation from, and its kind of grindy tone comes from there too. And so I peeled all that stuff away, because when you just have the 386 by itself, it's just a really great rock and roll distortion. Like just a straight up, what's a good band to give an example? Like just a rock and roll distortion, like not extreme, not like weird sounding or unique sounding, just like the sound of rock and roll, like a I don't know. I just thought it was like a kind of a no-brainer sound. It was just a good sound, but it's hard to make every idea. Like,
Yep.
Like if Neil and I if we listed out every idea of things we've had to make, you'd be surprised at how much stuff we haven't
have an
made,
ongoing list, and I think we're at like 20 ideas in there or something.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Most of them probably won't get made, unfortunately, but
Probably not, yeah.
don't have all that time.
And even this, I don't know, like we talked.
That's a good example. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that's a good example. Just, rock and roll, a rock and roll tone.
Ryan, when did this one come along?
Ooh, this would have been 2011. This was, I think I call this V3 of the Tremolescence. The V1 of the Tremolescence is the 3-knobber. V2 is the 5-knobber. Those are both mono. And then V3 is this one, which is the 6 knobs, and it's stereo. And yes, 2011-ish, we would have released this. I think the Elements came up. I'm not sure who was first, Tremor Elements. But yeah. And then we would make it for several years. But during all of those years of making the V3 Tremolescence, I would be receiving a lot of complaint emails regarding the jacks and the hold mode. And they both were valid complaints. I feel like nowadays here in 2025, it's a lot more accepted to use TRS jacks for stereo signals, and that you can tell people to use a TRS cable or TRS breakout adapter, a Y cable adapter, and they'll be able to run with that and it'll be cool. But back in 2011, nobody was messing around with these stupid TRS jacks as stereo jacks. And same with the breakout of cables, like the breakout adapters and stuff that you had to use. And it just bothered everybody. Everybody was annoyed about it. Nobody liked how those jacks worked. And then the hold mode. I mean, if you have one of these trims, you know, you can't turn the bloody pedal on if that lower toggle switch, upper position is hold mode, lower position is on off. You have to start the pedal in on off and then click it to hold mode. And man, I think everybody who got one of those trims figured it was broken and emailed to say, my trim is broken. Hold mode isn't working.
It's one of those things that now would be trivial to
do with a micro.
But at the time, it was like, that's not as easily accessible.
And I had a micro in there, but I wasn't, the on-off switching for for the relay micro was as far as I could program. And it took me a lot of effort to get to that even. And so for me to have taken the micro and incorporated the hold mode, it was way the hell over my head. I just couldn't have done it back then. And we still ship them like that, like, cause we've been making more of this trim again this year, just cause it's awesome sounding. It's really nice sounding. The stereo stuff, even if you don't love the jacks, it still works good. It still works right. And the hold mode, once you get explained to it, so you know to avoid it, then it's okay, I think.
So you said around the same time?
Yeah. As the mighty elements.
We don't really have too many of these, so you only got.
No, I don't have a lot of oldies hanging around. And when the day that we were doing our little picture shooting too, we didn't have a built elements over on the workbench, so we just have a box to show you. But
we had this.
Yeah,
one.
maybe. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we always we always got a nature one kicking around, but the elements is like my tribute to op amp gain. It's a preamp distortion pedal, I would call it, you know, because you can use it as a clean boost, clean equalizer. Plus it has a whole bunch of gain on hand. It's very versatile with the 2 gain stages. It covers the full range from like less gain than you send in to way, way, way more gain than you send in, right? And it's been one of our best sellers. We're very close to 2,500 elements pedals shipped. We're in like the 2480s right now.
That brings us to another pop quiz question, which I think is this button here. Hope I got it right.
Nailed it.
This is the right question. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which Dr. Scientist pedal is our all-time best seller?
Good question. I won't spoil it. Neil, do you think I could pop away for 2 seconds to fill up my ice?
Oh, hold on. Ryan's being a little baby.
I'm being a baby, yeah.
Ice for his toothache.
I'm sorry, you guys.
All right.
I don't know.
We're gonna take a short break.
Like a 2-minute break. I'm sorry, you guys. Even a 1-minute break.
When we come back, you got to let us know what is the best
think about
selling
that.
Dr. Scientist pedal.
What did we sell the most of? 20 years. Good question.
Also, Beowulf says the Elements does everything. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Tony. Nice to see you.
All right, we'll be right back, guys.
2 seconds.
hello again, boys. It is me, Jean-Pierre, your soda sommelier. I bet you didn't expect to see me again.
I didn't.
Sorry,
I didn't expect to see
all my
JP.
videos started.
I didn't expect to see
All
JP.
right.
All right,
We're
I'm back. Sorry.
Everybody.
Sorry.
All right.
My flipping ice cubes.
Here's
I'm
a
sorry,
little
you guys.
reminder of our pop quiz question.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What is the best-selling Dr. Scientist pedal of all time?
Do you think this is a surprising answer, or do you think
I don't think
is
it
like,
would be.
No.
I think it's a pretty obvious one.
I think so
you
too.
guys should get it.
Should we give them another minute to decide?
Yeah, if anyone
We
has
actually
a
have
guess.
quite a bit more to talk about. We might have to extend the stream a bit today.
Yeah, maybe. That's fine.
Because, like, I feel like the real interesting history with Dr. Scientist starts when Neil came on, right? 10 years ago. That's,
Well,
that's the stuff to be talking
this
about.
is still pre me coming into
Yeah,
the
we're
scene,
still
but,
we're still years ahead of that.
best-selling pedal, of course, was the BitQuest.
The BitQuest. We have sold almost 3,700 BitQuests since 2014 when those came out.
So, Ryan, this is like I feel like when you made the BitQuest, you were kind of pretty early in the FV1 scene. That's the DSP chip we were talking about earlier. Not many people were using that chip back then, or at least it wasn't as accessible as it seems to be now.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't as like widely known how to use it, and there was barely any support for using it back then too. And I got a lot of help at the time from Frank, the guy who sells you the FV1 chips. Frank's the one of the creators of them. He designed the chip with Keith Barr of Elisa's fame, and Frank, he still sells those today and supports them. And at the time, I had all these ideas that I wanted to make this multi-effects pedal, and I had a lot of questions for Frank, man. He must have got really tired of me because every weekend I'd be hitting him up for code pushes, and he would help me though. He'd help me. I'd tell him like, I want to make it really high gain for one thing. So he would help me just, cooking up all the digital gain for the BitQuest actually probably took more time than any of the other effects. The digital gain is like really complicated and really dialed in, and it took a lot of futzing to get it to like, not, I don't know, it sound right. Because I think it sounds really awesome, the digital gain of the BitQuest. I really dig it.
Beowulf on Instagram said BitQuest. You are correct.
Hey, nice.
Sorry,
nailed
yeah,
it.
I didn't see you. If you're on Instagram, it's hard to see because I just have my phone over in the corner.
Yeah, we don't get it on the main screen
if you
ahead
come
of
over
us
to
or
YouTube
whatever. Yeah.
in the chat, we can actually read what you're saying and we can see it on the main screen here.
But yeah, we did a lot of
also,
BitQuests.
Basement Lyle says, "Love my elements."
Right on.
All right, we love you too, Lyle.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. One more ice cube.
So yeah, the BitQuest was like a big deal, especially I think that video with knobs was a big deal.
That has over 200,000 views, I think now.
Yeah. It was a really good
yeah, he really nailed that.
marketing push from Knobs, who's now I think exclusively Chase Bliss now.
There was a time where we'd get store orders in that was just 40 BitQuests.
Yeah, just
nothing else. Just make us as many BitQuests as possible.
All right, I got another weird pedal here, Ryan. What's the story with this thing?
Oh yes. Okay, so now we're into 2013 here, 2014. This is quite a surreal little tale here. Okay, 2014, pretty early in the year, I open up an email and it's from the University of Alberta, which is in Edmonton, Alberta, a very big university. They have a lot of cutting edge science departments at this university. It's a pretty big facility. It's not like Edmonton's a very large city, and its university is suits it. It's quite large. Anyway, I get an email from the physics department, and specifically the nanotechnology department of the physics area, and they have this new diode that they're developing, a special kind of diode that they're developing, and because they're the Canadian funded, right? They're Canadian government funded all of this research. Part of their mandate is that they work with local business wherever possible. So they have this diode. It's a new kind of a new way of making a diode that they've pioneered in this in their lab. And one of the guys is a guitar player, and they're rattling off all the things that like a fancy new diode can be, right? It has applications in like all kinds of like cutting edge tech stuff. You know, including even space stuff, right? There's even like these space applications for these diodes, but one of them just so happens to be clipping a signal, you know? And so they realize, well, if we want to demonstrate this product, this diode, we actually have a builder that also is in Edmonton, and we can use, you know, we can contact them, and it was us, it was Dr. Scientist, and they reached out and asked us if we'd have any interest at all in working with them to make a prototype circuit that could show off their diode in an audio format suited to guitars and be compared to standard diodes like silicon diodes, GE diodes, germanium. And so this is what I pitched to them, would be this molecular clipping prototype. And it had rotary switches to go through the stages of the different diodes and then the different like amplification stages, right? Because I wanted to show, you know, the three main forms of how a guitar signal is amplified, right? Like an op amp, a transistor, a FET. And then I wanted to compare their diode, their junction, they called them molecular junction versus silicon diodes, germanium diodes. And so Tanya and I made them actually 3 of these or 4 of these, I think. And they, over the years when they would be going, you know, say there's like a nanotechnology conference in Sweden, they would take one of these molecular prototypes and show the crowd there what their diodes could do. And it was a really like surreal and crazy thing to be part of. And it was really cool. I feel really lucky that we were the people in Edmonton closest to them. Like, we didn't do anything to get the gig. We just sort of were in the right place at the right time, you know, like, yeah, it was just sort of, are you interested in doing this? And I said, hell yeah. Like, I was really excited to do it. So we did that little run of the prototype, you know, prove the concept. And then based off of that, the university lab made a run of the molecular junctions special for me so that we could make the Heisenberg pedal. And we made 150 Heisenberg pedals that each had 3 of the molecular junctions inside. And that was basically to launch the business of Nanolog Audio, who would take over the manufacturing of these junctions and sell them in a much, much better package than what the ones that the university made for the Heisenberg when we did our run, they were in a large SIM card format, you know? And so they were quite big. They're a really cool format. They would actually super glue the junction down onto this plastic substrate, and then it would, you know, fit into the SIM card socket with like PCB fingers, basically, you'd say. And
it's a strange choice for a format.
Is it cool? Yeah. I thought it was really neat. Nanolog would then change it into a much smaller package that was a lot easier to work with, and then they would also tailor the junctions to having. I think they did 3 different gain ranges for them. The molecular junctions I had for the Heisenberg were sort of all over the place. Like, they didn't necessarily know, oh, these ones are low gain, these ones are high gain, or whatever. Or they have. Their characteristics could be a bit random. So I would sit with every Heisenberg and just plug in junctions till I thought that they suited the gain ranges of each stage. Like, for example, the op amp stage was the highest gain of the 3 stages. So I would, you know, find the junction that sort of suited that, right? That sat well with the op amp. And I don't know, it was just fun. It was a cool time. It was a really neat thing to be involved with. Nanolog Audio, unfortunately, went out of business 2 years ago.
Yeah, fairly recently.
Yeah, you know, the guitar pedal industry, or even just the guitar industry in general, right? It's a real mix of like, yes, we want high tech, but also we want the lowest of tech, oldest of tech, right? And I think that it was a very hard sell for guitar players, this space age diode, that they weren't super interested in a space age cutting edge diode. Even though audio wise, you know, it sounded great and it worked well.
Flavor,
yeah, exactly. It's like a new flavor.
You know, speaking of
Ice Cube.
Speaking of old Nate.
Yeah.
I just want to show off some of this to you.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. What?
Look at a little baby Ryan in there.
That's out the front door of our house in Sherwood Park. That's the basement shop of Sherwood Park. Tanya and I had workbenches that sat facing each other, and her plotter was on one side, and then all my soldering stuff on the other side. That was our vinyl collection.
You can see
That's
all those different vinyl finishes.
yeah, all the
there.
vinyl finishes that we did. You can still look at them on Flickr. If you go to flickr.com/Dr. Scientist, you'll see all the old vinyl finishes. We still have that page up. And then sort of like the odd Edmonton newspaper, Nate's Tech Life magazine. They did little things about us back then.
Yeah.
It was
You know what?
really cool.
I missed a photo in here. I forgot to put on the cover.
The
page.
cover one of the
Oh.
Tech Life, yeah.
We'll have to post that on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll
later.
post on Instagram.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
check our Instagram later. There's
'Cause,
a really funny old photo of
yeah,
Ryan. He looks
yeah.
just like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I don't have any facial hair, so I look weird. Yeah, but that picture they would put up on the big billboard at Nate. So like we were on this gigantic, like TV screen billboard outside of the Nate campus for a year, and we'd get people being like, "Oh, I saw you on that thing." That's quite embarrassing, but pretty cool. Nate was pretty supportive of us, because we were both Nate students, right? Like Tanya did a Nate program too called Graphic Sign Arts, and that's where she learned how to do all that vinyl cutting and laying out and do all that vinyl work. She learned how to do that at Nate a few years before I took electronics at Nate. And then Tanya and I met at Tanya would go on to work at the the campus bar at Nate. It was called the Nest, and me and my crew, we were hanging out there pretty frequently. And so yeah, that's where Tanya and I met for the first time, was at this cool campus bar called the Nest.
I'm just gonna play some other stuff here while we're talking.
Yeah,
these are just some little pieces
Yeah.
of art that we've had.
When we did that's basically the shirt that I'm wearing right
he's
now.
wearing this
Actually, I'm
shirt.
wearing that. Yeah, that was when we made the Heisenberg. A buddy of mine, Chris, made an art. He got an artwork made. That was back from the website from 20. What year did that one come out? With Brian Kulba of Edmonton made all of the versions of the website, right? And at first they were Flash based. And they were really, really cool. They'd have moving elements. They were really neat websites. And on one of them, he made that little art of Tanya and me and Little Miss. And then my mom went to him and said, can you print me one that I could put in a frame and give him as a gift? And that's where that came from. See Little Missy sitting down there beside Tanya. That was really cool art. And then Ben Narrison did this. I think it was for the Cosmic Course V3. We had a little contest where we had everybody make t-shirt designs, and then we were going to pick 3 of them and put them into production and have some merch available. And also the Cosmic Course purchasers, they would get to pick one of these t-shirts, right? And that's one that got submitted, and we loved it. We always call it the prog rock album shirt. And I just Tanya and I are always wearing these shirts. We both have these ones even that are really old too. And yeah, we're still wearing them.
All right.
And then that was quite wild too for the Heisenberg. We have to pause on that for 2 seconds to explain it, but you can't, can you? It's just autoplays. Well, it's a play on Malcolm's dad also being the Heisenberg character from Breaking Bad, right? And so that's me holding up the Heisenberg pedal, saying that it's alive, and then Heisenberg saying that he helped, right? Because of the university guys really wanted it to be called the Heisenberg because if you know much about physics, and I don't, so I'm just going to probably sound like an idiot here, but the Heisenberg uncertainty principle is a big part of quantum physics and quantum mechanics. And those physics are what's at play in the molecular junction. It's running off of quantum principles that other diodes aren't using in the same way. Like quantum tunneling is a part of the junction diodes. And so the guys in the lab were really keen on it being called the Heisenberg, right? To name it after this awesome quantum mechanics pioneer. Mm-hmm. And the fact that that also is a character played by Malcolm's dad, right? Like Malcolm in the Middle. It just was a funny joke. It's just a good gag. And the pizza's thrown in because the whole career I've been, linked to pizza. Pizza is what compels me.
All right, we got some other stuff to talk about here. We got these.
Another ice cube. Oh gosh, yeah.
Tell them about this, Ryan.
Well, back when I'm setting up the pedal company, and I'm thinking, how am I gonna ship these things or sell these things? Like what are they gonna come in? And so I'm going around to different Edmonton businesses that are specializing in packaging, and I'm telling them about what I have. My product is these little guitar pedals, and that I need some sort of protective visually interesting, case to put them in so that I can ship them and stuff. And a couple of the people really, really went down some kind of crazy paths, like that metal tin with the foam insert and everything. Like, and those were like $20 metal tins and like not really reasonable. Same as that plastic box. It was super cool looking, and I really dug how it showed the pedal and how the pedal sat. But the thing of it is, you guys have gone to lots of music stores, right? When you go into a music store, do you see the pedal sitting in a box it came in? Like, no, it's like under a glass counter sitting flat. And so the whole thing of how you are putting the pedal into something and how you're going to ship it or whatever, that's not really, it almost doesn't matter. No. Like, it's definitely not what the dealers are hoping for. Like, oh, I hope this comes in a really unique display case so I can park it up on a shelf behind the till. They're not going to do that. None of them are going to think like that. And so I finally went to one guy one afternoon, and I'm telling him my tale and what I want to do. And I'm showing him these other ideas. And he looks at the pedal and he's like, you need a white box. You put it in a white cardboard box, and then you put a sleeve over top. And that's all you need to do. Get out of my office kind of thing. Like, stop wasting my time, Like, to him, it was the most obvious thing in the world that you're going to stick it in a white box and you're going to, stick a sticker on it or stick a sleeve on it and call her done. Spend 30 cents on the friggin' white box and don't worry about getting these custom tins with like specialty cut foam inserts. And yeah, so that's how I ran with that, Brian whipped a couple stickers up for me, and that's still how we ship them they're called white Indestructo mailers. That's actually a kind of a box. I always think is cool about Indestructo mailers. They have a 200-pound crush test, so I can stand on one of those boxes and it won't crumple. They're like pretty tough.
On Instagram, Beowulf says the Bitquest used to be my main reverb pedal until you guys made the Atmosphere. The Bitquest reverb is criminally underrated.
Thank you. That's nice.
That's very nice of you. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on the Bitquest, I spent a whole year developing the Bitquest. It was mostly weekends that I would really focus, but yeah, it was the entire 2013, every single weekend from Friday night to Sunday night, I was only doing the Bitquest, and I just put everything I had into that sucker.
And also, speaking of the Cosmic Chorus, please reissue it.
We will.
On it.
We will. We promise. We promise. Yeah.
Get off our back.
We got a good one. We got a good one almost ready.
We are working on it.
A great new version where we will keep all of the awesome sound quality and just like really great chorus sound of the V3, but we're going to bring in some neat new features to make it more powerful, more fun to play.
Yeah, and it's going to look really cool.
And it looks sweet. It's got neat buttons and neat lights and
a lot of light up stuff.
Tap tempo and presets. Awesome. It's going to be stereo in and out with separate jacks.
Separate jacks, 4 jacks.
Yeah, 4 audio jacks. So
super easy.
Yeah, we're really stoked about it.
We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. We promise.
One of these streams, we could probably show off the proto. I think it'll look quite close to how the proto looks.
Try to keep some stuff kind of secret.
Yes, we do.
Don't
just
want anyone ripping us off or something. But no, we just also like to keep it a surprise so it's more exciting.
And also, because historically I have a bit of a bad reputation of saying that stuff is like very close to done when it's actually very far from done.
Close, yeah.
And yeah, the Atmosphere I was notorious with that. We'd make some little minor adjustment and I'd be like, it's ready. And it's like, no, it's not. It's months away still. Couldn't help it.
We made a video of like demo sounds, and half of those we didn't even end up using in the Atmosphere, and we just threw them away. And yeah, the old Flash site was really cool. I remember that when you could scroll all the way
I loved
up
it.
And it would go through stuff.
And it would go through all the different pedals, had their own little artwork sage. I love that website too.
It was really good.
The day that Flash died and we had to like stop using that, it sucked.
Yeah.
I also, I'm not going to say I got a lot of complaints about it, but I had some very angry people about that website who hated that website. But 10 to 1, like not even 10 to 1, 100 to 1, I would get compliments about what a neat website that was. I miss it a lot too. Thank you, Brian, for making it. You nailed it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I always loved working with him too.
All right, Ryan, I got another one here for you.
Okay.
We're going into this.
Oh, the reverberator. So back in the day, I thought they'd all be red. I thought they'd all be laser grids. I had weird ideas at the very onset of like how the business was going to go. I thought all reverberators would be on a red box and they would have a laser grid graphic. That would be how, because for some reason in my mind, reverb and laser grids really go together. That, the laser grid coming out at you like that, it's reverb. I don't know. It's just like
2-dimensional reverb.
It just
eyes.
But a lot of these really early ideas, you get working for a month or 3 and you'll realize they're not the way to go, that there's a better way. And so of course we started making reverberators in like a million different graphic options, and that was a way better way to do it. But the reverberator was the hardest of the launch. Like, when we launched, we had like 7 pedals or whatever in the line. The reverberator was probably the toughest one to like bring to life, and basically had no support on it or anything. I feel lucky I even heard about the bloody chips that it used. It uses a special set of digital reverb chips that are pretty obscure, like really, like. And back in that time, nobody wanted to do surface mount soldering, right? Like in 2005, you didn't go on a guitar pedal forum or electronics forum that was DIY related and have people being like, here's these surface mount chips. Yeah. Here's what you can do with them. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
Used to do surface mount.
No, it just wasn't done. And I was doing all that by hand because I was, I don't know if desperate's the word, but I was determined to have reverb as part of the, yeah. I was really driven to have reverb. I thought it was extremely important to have, like, reverb. I always thought was basically every one of the guitar effects you could say is the best one or whatever, but reverb is friggin' awesome. You can't not have it.
Reverb is like an effect that you have to have, though. You know what I mean? That's why they build it into amps.
Exactly,
like,
it's got to be there. Yeah, it's got to be there.
Perfectly dry guitar is
it adds so much. Same with synthesizers, man. Dry synths without reverb, holy, they sound different. So I was really, it was really important to me. The way the toggle switches like left justified. I don't know why that would be like that on that one. That's probably the first flipping one. Yeah, it's probably the very first one there. And I don't know why I would have made that decision, but yeah, we still use those chips in the mini reverberator today. You can still get them.
It's funny that you say all reverberators are read in spirit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you said in spurt, but I figured in spirit.
We knew what you meant.
In my head, I always think reverbs are blue.
Interesting.
It's like I always think of blue enclosures. Maybe that's partly just because of the atmosphere now, but
I think that's interesting how effects could have a color or a
kind of color associated with like an effect. I always think of like flanger as like purple.
Interesting. I feel like I don't do that. Yeah, but then again, I guess I did just say that I thought that all the reverb should be red. But
exactly.
It wasn't deep like that. It was more arbitrary for me.
Just because you wanted the alliteration with it.
Maybe. I did like that. Yeah, I did like that. On the inside of mini berator PCBs, I put radical, really could be any color reverberator.
Speaking of those,
get around that.
So what's the story of this? How come it went smaller?
So we start making reverberators in 2005, and they're pretty tough to make. And after a few years of doing the vinyl finishes, we didn't really want to do vinyl finishes anymore. Yes. They were too hard. They took too much time. They had too much failure. To achieve perfection with a one, you have all these vinyl layers on the aluminum box, and you have to get them all down perfect with just looking so right, and then you have to get a vinyl clear coat down over top of all of that, heat gun that down while you're getting rid of all the air bubbles and everything. There was just a lot of opportunity to have mistakes happen. And so we knew from all of our peers in the biz, right? Because we're the only people doing that vinyl finish, right? No one else is doing that. The only reason we did that is because one night, Tanya and I are getting to know each other. We're hanging out. We're talking about our businesses. What are we doing with our businesses? What are our hopes? And I show her one of those metal enclosure pedals that I've just Sharpied on. And I say, this is what I want to do, is make these guitar pedals, but I don't know how I'm going to finish them, right? Like, I didn't have a way to paint them. You didn't really get stuff powder coated back in 2005 either. It was different times, there was I had no flipping idea. Like, I had no idea what I was going to do. And that's where she was like, I know what we can do, and did a vinyl box and totally changed everything. But we knew also at the time that the vinyl finishes were different than what everybody else was doing. Right. And we knew that everybody else was doing these nice painted or powder coated boxes with screen printed graphics like that one. And so it was 2009, we decided, okay, we're going to have our go at a painted or powder coated box with a screen print graphic. And that was the mini reverberator, is what we did first.
Makes sense.
And that was one of the first ones, actually, that black one. Yeah.
And then we just did some of those.
And then that was the most recent one before they got retired. They got retired. Okay. So 2015, the company that sells the specialty chips for reverberators, they go out of business. and you can't get those chips anymore. There's no other. Nobody, like, they made the chips and they sold the chips and they went out of business. So it was just over, you know. And so I had enough to ride until about 2017, and then that's when we officially retired the reverberator. And cool thing is, fast forward to 2025, now we have resources, right? Like Alibaba and stuff like that, where we can contact people that are in Shenzhen that have access to new old stock. And we have found ourselves a bunch of new old stock reverberator chips. And I made a jig to test them. And so we pop them into the thing, fire them up, make sure that they sound good, and we can still make reverberators. I don't think we're going to make 1 million of these. I think we'll be lucky to make 50 or 100 of them. But so far we've made about 10 or something, right? So we don't make that many pedals. So they're back. And that Ogopogo box was the last finish that we did in like 2015 or whatever. And then
did we use all those up now, or are they all gone?
We still have maybe half a dozen of them.
All right, still maybe a few we could do with those.
Yeah, and then we will probably focus on the TV ones and other ones, new ones going forward, you know. But I love the TV finish. I just really dig it. Yep. Thanks, Will. Thank you very much. I loved how unique they were too. When you'd see a batch of the vinyl pedals, and you know, I'd have like a store order all laid out on my workbench because I'm going to ship them, and so all 30 of these vinyl pedals are sitting on a table. They looked incredible together. Like, it just looked like so cool what we were working on there. It was really fun days, and it was like fun time too. Tanya and I just working in the basement all day together. It was awesome. But eventually, you know, with how hard those finishes were, guitar pedals was my dream. Right, to be a guitar pedal builder. It wasn't Tanya's dream to be a guitar pedal finisher. She was only doing that to help make Dr. Scientist real for me. You know, it was like a huge favor that she did to come up with a solution for me to be able to get to do my thing. And so after, you know, that's 4 years, right there, she's slaving away on these pedal finishes. We needed to look into freeing up her life a bit because, you know, she had the other stuff she wanted to get doing, not just slave away in a basement all day making these vinyl finishes. I actually would make several of the vinyl finishes too over the years. I would get pretty good at it also, but they are really hard to do. And even to this day, we don't have a new technique to do it, or some way that we could pop them out and make them like efficient and make them all successes. We'd still be doing the same thing of heat gunning a vinyl layer down over top of the finished box. And, you know, poking out the air bubbles and hoping there's not a hair under it and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a tough way to finish a guitar pedal. Over the years, though, they hold up. Like when I see one, when I have to put a new stomp switch or something in one and I'll get one back for a repair, they hold up. The vinyl actually held up really well, and it was tough. It was actually pretty durable stuff. So Daniel really nailed that finish technique, you know. And I don't really think you've seen it since. I'm not sure if there's been a brand that's really done vinyl finishes like that again. Oh, that's a good question.
Favorite vinyl finish that you did?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd probably have to get looking at the Flickr site to see all like the oldies, because she did so many of them, you know. But lots of times for me, it was just the ones that were colorful abstract art, you know, like just some neat looking stripes or some neat looking things or whatever in like a cool little color palette. I always just like seeing what new colors she's going to come up with and use. Because lots of times she'd finish a pedal and I'd be like, "Whoa, that's wild! I've never seen like green and orange together or some dumb thing like that." You know, like where I just would be like a total noob and don't know anything about colors or art. And yeah, she always was nailing it. She did a lot of custom ones too, where people would write and be like,
"Want something specifically?"
Yeah, I love this band, or can you do something like it? And she was really good at that too. It was a lot of fun.
All right. And then I think, Ryan, when was it that you moved from Edmonton to Summerland?
2014. 2014, we moved to beautiful British Columbia from Alberta.
Good move.
Yeah.
Less snow.
Yeah. The winter down here is a lot milder. We actually really love it down here in the Okanagan. It's been totally awesome. And that's going to get us pretty close now.
And now we're up to
the Neil era.
My era.
Yeah.
It's named after me, the Neil era.
It's a good.
Nice of you to rename it. Everybody from now on, 2015 is Neil era. So I think it was 2016. We actually just
looked it up. We looked it up yesterday.
In my head, it was 2015, but we actually just verified that it was 2016 that I joined Dr. Scientist. So 2015, I was making my own pedals, which
Yeah.
actually it's funny, Ryan, that you mentioned that nobody else is using vinyl
Because
because you know what I was using? I was using vinyl, but
Printed-
I was
a
using
printed
vinyl
decal.
stickers.
Yeah.
They were vinyl decals.
and look how good that looks too. That looks killer.
So these are the pedals that I was making. So 20.
What was your brand called? What was your brand called, Neil?
14 to 15, I started designing pedals. I was kind of teaching myself how to make guitar pedals, and then these were the first ones that I released commercially and started selling. So I was making pedals by myself, but I had kind of a small business that I was starting with a friend of mine, and it was called SFG Music Supply. And SFG originally was Seafoam Green because the first pedal that I made was a Seafoam Green pedal, and he made a Seafoam Green amplifier. So he was going to make guitar amps, and I was going to make pedals.
Cool. That's a good
and
combo.
SFG was
Great
Seafoam
combo.
Green, but it was going to be a gag when anytime anyone asked us what SFG stood for, we were just going to make up something new every single time, so no one would ever actually know what it stood for.
Right on.
But anyways, so 2016 rolls around, and I'm working on a new tremolo pedal. And it was going to be a digital tremolo pedal, so I was getting into digital electronics, like mixing in a microcontroller, and I was getting a lot of noise. Turns out it was like clock noise.
USB noise.
And so so I was basically couldn't figure out what this noise was, so I texted on Instagram the only person who I knew was another Canadian builder, which was Ryan.
That
So
was
I just
that
said,
was the first thing we talked about,
"Hey,
wasn't it?
can
Was
you,
noise. Yeah.
yeah, can you? Oh, look who it is.
Hey.
All right, Tanya's favorite vinyl finishes
Right on. That's awesome.
were the Giving Tree, Girl
Oh, yeah,
Sharks
sure, yeah.
biting tapes,
Yes,
and
yeah.
the Miro painting.
Oh yeah,
reproduction.
yeah. Maybe Miro is how you say
Miro.
that. But yeah, that was a really neat one. Yeah. Tanya couldn't be here today because she's out with our niece and our exchange
Yeah,
student.
she's
But
out, doing
it would have been
errands.
awesome if she was here to chat
Or
with us
is
too.
she? Because she's
Yeah.
apparently watching our stream
Yeah, I
right
guess
now.
she's got some time.
Everybody say hi to
Hi,
Tanya.
dear.
Say thank you for making all the pedal art.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for making this business possible, darling. You really nailed it.
Your baby boy has a toothache.
She knows all about
right.
this bloody toothache. Yeah, she had to hear all. It started yesterday. It just started out of the blue. I don't know.
Anyways,
2016,
2016, I went to Ryan for help with a pedal, and I had been under the impression that he still lived in Edmonton because his Instagram still said Edmonton on it.
Right.
And then I asked him the question on Instagram, hey, I can't figure this thing out. And he said, oh, well, why don't you just come down? Because I live in Summerland, and I was living in Kelowna at the time, just like 45 minutes away. So, I drove down there, and then all of a sudden, Ryan said, forget your pedal. Do you want to just build mine? And I said, all right. And ever since, I've just been a Dr. Scientist.
I think the premise at first was you helped make PCBs.
Yes.
Right.
That's
You
correct.
would populate the boards, and then saw how good he was at that, and how much it was awesome to work with him and chat with him. Like right after that first visit, we're texting back and forth all the time, right? Like just like nonstop. And so.
Yeah, and I think actually we just looked at this the other day. We were going through our emails. That's how we found out it was 2016, not 2015. And I think in the very first email you said, "Oh, you were going to see Noel Fielding in Vancouver."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, that's really funny. Like I was just watching the Mighty Boosh."
We just had
And it was just like,
had everything in common. There's a 15-year age difference between Neil and I,
Yeah.
but we just have everything in common. We're like really cut
Yeah.
from the same cloth.
Mentally, we're still 16.
And so right away I see how good he is at making the boards. Okay, well then do you want to make the pedals? Do you build the pedals? Well then right away I see how good he is at making the pedals. Well, he wants to help design the pedals because because he's obviously super good at electronics and really great at all the aspects of it. So he might as well just be.
And that's going to bring us to
partner.
our last pop quiz question. Get your pencils, everybody. What was the first Dr. Scientist pedal designed together by both Ryan and Neil? Me and Ryan. Him and me.
A good question. A tough question, maybe.
Any guesses, guys?
Yeah,
What do you think
I'm
the
curious
first
what your
pedal
guesses
that
will be.
I
What
helped
did
design
Neil and I
was?
make the most? Yeah, or make the first? Yeah.
Yeah, the first pedal that we designed together. We sat down and
That's
we
nice. Thanks, Will.
designed a pedal that we both worked on.
We sat down for 3 years.
Yeah.
2 years, 2 years at least, right? Yeah.
What pedal did we put out together?
Yeah. It was a good or two, wasn't
Good
it?
pedal.
That was
Good
a
pedal.
yeah. We really put everything into that sucker too. I guess I don't want to give it away here, but man, that pedal was an epic one.
Oh, Tanya says thank you. You're still here, Tanya?
That's nice.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Getting our watch hours up.
Thank you.
Is it something it is something that actually came out. It was in production.
Yes, it did. We made about 700 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did. Yes. Actually, it's probably the best thing we ever made, really.
Beowulf on Instagram, you got it.
Nailed it.
I'll wait till Death Metal Ghost answers
Yeah.
because I think he's about to throw.
I think
in
Will's gonna guess it
throw
too.
in a suggestion there, but you are correct, Beowulf. That is
That was
the
a heck
one.
of a pedal.
Unless you were just saying that out of the blue, but I have a feeling you were
No,
guessing
he
the
knows. He
answer.
knows. Pretty cool. We'll make it again too. That's the other thing. It's not gone. It's just on pause.
Yeah, just on pause.
Flipping
We'll
part
get around to
shortages.
redoing it, but we talked about it. We're gonna have to change the name because 2 other companies have
God,
now
yeah.
stolen this name.
You know what's so that was really actually kind of annoying, wasn't it? In
It
2020 when I don't know. We'll wait for Will to guess it, but he's gonna get what it is. Because once I start talking about the name copying, then it'll be obvious what the pedal was. But man, this company, they're a Chinese-based brand, they agreed that they weren't going to name their new pedal the same as our pedal, but they just decided they just did it anyway. They were like, I thank them very much for understanding and for not doing it. And then
they did anyway.
3 months later, they launched it with the name.
I have a feeling you got contacted by somebody who really didn't have the authority to say they wouldn't do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the communication was obviously not ideal.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right, you're taking too long, Death Metal Ghost. So Beowulf got the answer on Instagram. It was the atmosphere.
It was the
that was the first
atmosphere,
pedal that
yeah.
we designed together.
We started that in about 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we released it in 2019.
We
Maybe at
spent
the
a
very end of
lot time
2018.
on it,
But
yeah. Took a long time.
Yeah.
It hasn't left my board since its inception. That's very nice of you.
thank you.
So originally it was going to use a tiny monochromatic screen.
Yes.
And I spent a lot of time putting together a little intro animation with the Dr. Scientist logo.
It's
And
really
then
cool.
Ryan said, "No, let's not
Let's do
use
a
that
color
screen."
one,
So I
yeah.
had to throw all that away.
Yeah.
This is a classic Dr. Scientist thing where I spend a lot of time getting
Yeah,
something to
and then
work,
we
and
go,
Ryan goes, "You know what? No, let's not do that."
Let's do it a different way. Yeah. That's terrible. Less and less, right? Like,
Yeah.
like these days, no, that doesn't really happen these days.
We're
but
starting to plan ahead a little.
back in
more.
2017, yeah, that probably was, way more than nowadays.
So yeah, we spent long days just working on this pedal, just sitting at the computer,
Just,
typing out
yeah.
code.
There was nights where Neil would come out in the afternoon and we'd sit there at the computer till midnight.
Yep.
And like
Hammering away on one thing that didn't even get
hammering
finished,
on exactly trying to do one thing that we couldn't get working because like there was, and if you think about the whole of the atmosphere, must have been 100 things like that we had to like figure out and get working, and it was hard. And but we got there in the end with it, and we were really happy with how it came out. Like everything about the atmosphere was awesome, except for the little details that people would have wished it was different about it.
There's like things that we know now that we would change. Like inside there's 2 microcontrollers.
Yes.
And I mean, first of all, one of them is a 3.3 volt microcontroller. The other one's a 5 volt.
And that's
which is
awkward.
Like, why would we do
That's
that?
awkward.
But
Yeah.
a lot of this came about as like we get to one point and we're done on this part. Something doesn't work, so we add in a new part to fix that, and it's just like whatever we can do to make it work. So now that the totality of that pedal is done, we could look at everything we had and think, okay, what should we use to make all this happen? And we could start over from scratch and make it a simplified internal circuit, maybe, or an optimized circuit would be a better idea, a better way to phrase that, because it wouldn't necessarily be smaller, but it would be more efficient. It would do everything in a better way.
Yeah, we learned a lot. You take on a project like that, you're gonna learn a lot making it, but then when it's done, you're gonna have learned so much that you might think about it differently.
Exactly.
And the part shortages really illuminated some changes that the atmosphere
that was a big problem too. Is a lot of those parts just suddenly became unavailable,
totally
or extremely
gone,
expensive.
Yeah. And two micros and a VCA that are unavailable. It ended the life of that pedal at that time. It was impossible.
Yeah, it just became untenable.
Yep. Couldn't do it.
And we actually shortly after, or possibly even during the development, I don't even remember when this was, but we worked on another pedal together.
Yeah.
This little guy.
Yeah.
So I think actually, Ryan, I think you did most of the circuit for this. I just kind of like touched up bits, I think.
It's all op amp game.
I think
it's all op
I
amp
helped
game.
with the tone circuit.
The tone circuit.
I remember doing the tone circuit.
It has one of those neat shift filters
like
where
shifts the balance.
Yeah,
so
like it's
low
bassier
goes up while
or
high
it's
goes down, and then high goes up while bass goes down.
Which is really good sounding for like a lot of distortion
really
pedals.
Fizzy, high end, or you can get like really deep.
Yeah.
So it sounds cool, and it's a tiny little enclosure. This is made by Leprechaun Effects in Edmonton.
And actually is going to be much more in production soon. I don't think Patrick will mind me saying this. He has a builder now, a great dude named Mike, who we know from Dr. Scientist history and Edmonton history. Awesome dude. And Mike's going to be making these patty whackers for Patrick, and they'll be available again soon.
That's awesome.
And yeah, because it's a nice little distortion
Yeah,
pedal.
it sounds great. We did a little video on our YouTube channel.
A very classic
You're
rock and roll.
probably on right now.
Yeah, you might be familiar with.
Yeah.
It's a very classic rock and roll sound, I would say, for that too. Hey, like it's not extreme gain. It's not super uniquely. I don't want to say not uniquely voiced. It's just that it's not.
But it's like
trying to be weird sounding or trying to be out there or anything. It's just trying to be a great rock and roll distortion.
It's a good
pedal.
like general distortion that you could use in like anything, you know.
Yeah.
And and it's tiny. It's one of the little 1590A enclosures. It's actually right behind us over here.
You got one on the old shelf. Is my chair blocking it? Yeah.
If I go back and turn our main camera on, you can probably see it. Oh no, it's behind.
Oh,
the
it's
chair.
right behind my chair.
No, it's right.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's right there.
That's the little guy right there. It's teeny tiny, but that's the patty whacker right there.
That was a gooder.
So that was a cool pedal. It was fun to make that.
It was a good project. Yep.
And then now we're kind of into the more modern stuff.
Yeah, the modern era, which I would say is my favorite time of Dr. Scientist.
While we were working on the
awesome.
atmosphere, Ryan kind of thought, we haven't released a pedal for a long time because we spent 3 years working on one pedal.
Yeah.
So he said, let's put out a little, what we call a stopgap pedal, but actually we've built quite a lot of them.
We've made almost 600 of them. Yeah.
So that is.
Yeah, we've made almost. We've made almost 600 of them, but we didn't have a normal one to show you in a picture.
This is the only one that we have right now. Is the prototype. So this is the prototype of the boost
Kind of
spot.
ridiculous.
You can see hand drilled by Ryan there.
Yeah, it looks like a real bad job, doesn't it? Yeah.
Out of there. So if I recall correctly, this is the input section of the reverberator.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Exactly.
It's the input buffer preamp of the
level knob of the reverberator. Maybe it's actually the output. If
okay.
But it's the when you turn your level knob up on the reverberator, you're controlling a single op amp stage, non-inverting stage that's just clean boost with about a gain of 5 times or so. So not enough to really make distortion or be saturated, but just loud enough to push into clipping or be quite a bit louder. Mm-hmm. And over the years, the reverberator always got a lot of compliments that it had a nice boost available to it. So there it is. That's the boost of the boost bot.
Yeah, and of course Ryan and his light gadgets.
Something about dancing lights. Hey, I don't know.
This thing.
Yeah. There's just something about light gadgets.
Ryan loves his lights, so he stuck a light bar on it. Just
we put a bar graph on it. Yeah. It's a really effective little level meter. It really works well. I often get emails about how it's calibrated. It's not calibrated.
Nope.
Like there's no reference
like
scale.
DD steps or anything. It's just light on, light off.
I think people hope
clap
that
on, clap off.
Hope that it would be like 0 dB at the 5th light or something like that. But it's not like that. It's
no, it's kind of a tiny box to make that happen.
Yeah, to make any sort of like calibration. It's just signal comes into the LED driver chip.
Yeah.
And it raises the lights on the thing. Yeah, it's pretty crude, but also it looks really cool.
But yeah, so we put that one out, and of course it went through 2 different box versions. There's a silver one.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I thought that one needed like a hole in the front, like for.
Maybe you had planned on doing a microphone like the Spectrum Analyzer. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, or the hole was an accident. He drilled it by hand, so that could have just been he slipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It totally could be that it was just an accident, or that box was something else, and then I only had one of that size box, so I had to use it for this also. That could totally be the case too. Sometimes you don't have a whole bunch of boxes; use that one.
All right, now we are nearing the end of our videos here. One thing I didn't get the video of is the new Fraz Dazzler, like the very last box.
The 2017 version of the Fraz.
But of course, you guys probably know what that looks like already, which is just the what Ryan called the final form.
I think of it as the final form. There's nothing I'd want to change about it now. I really like how that version is. The Volts knob, I think, really took it to the next level, like to its final form. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we'll change the Fraz much. I think we'll do new experiments with different gain now. Like you won't see us touch the Fraz, but you'll see us make a new high gainer.
Yeah, if you guys have stopped in and you weren't here for the intro, we've talked about a new pedal we're working on. Ryan's making a new high gain distortion pedal.
We're gonna finish that up tomorrow, though.
Yeah, we might finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tinker Day, as we said. So it's an all FET based really nice
Yeah.
grindy distortion. Really
has,
cool metal pedal.
I think right now it has about 8 like JFET/MOSFETs in the signal stage. Plus we have a bunch of op amp stages, and we're using the TL072 op amps because they have a JFET input. So you still get a FET signal stage, right? And it's actually like filling up a big breadboard. It's going to be a bit of a complicated high gain pedal. But
All right, so
sounds awesome.
the next pedal that me and Ryan worked on together
And this is a biggie. This is a biggie for us.
is the Dusk,
Yeah, is old
which
Dusk.
is I got the Dusk shirt on right now.
Yeah. We've made almost 1,400 Dusks since 2020, about was when it came.
Yes, this is our OTA based filter.
Analog low pass filter, and it sounds excellent. It's an awesome pedal.
It's a great filter sound if you're looking for that cool filter sweep.
And
Ryan always really liked filter sweeps.
I love
so
a
that
filter
was, like,
sweep.
his
Yeah,
main thing.
I love the 3 modes it has. Dusk has 3 modes it operates in. You can use it as just a manual low pass filter where you run the filter with the filter knob or an expression pedal. You can use it as an envelope filter, which is pretty awesome for doing filter sweeps or for doing like Waka Chica kind of sounds. Or you can use it in LFO mode where the filter is driven by a whole bunch of different waveforms like sine wave and square wave and stuff like that. And each mode I think is awesome sounding. I think we've nailed it with this pedal.
One thing if we do say so ourselves.
If we do say so ourselves.
One thing
yeah.
you didn't mention too actually is that expression input. I don't know if many people know it's actually also a CV
Yeah,
input.
it's control
so
voltage too.
You could put any 0 to 5 volt signal in there and control it
Which
with
is
any other signal.
The Atmosphere had that same expression jack that also is a CV jack, and I think it's pretty neat that we've made that too. That we made a expression/CV jack.
Yeah,
Works
one thing, earlier we were talking about our huge list of 20 ideas we've had for pedals. One idea I have is going to be a CV generator that you can plug into one of these pedals.
Yeah.
So one day we'll get around to that too.
That'll be like a really cool little box to have though, and it'll, I don't know, that kind of stuff just adds a lot of like dynamic interest to a effect. Really makes it more cool sounding.
I don't know how to say this, but Gabby Funes.
Okay, sure. That's Gabriel. Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah. Sorry, my Canadian accent
Gabriel.
there. Yeah.
Gabriel?
Sorry, Gabriel. Nice to see you, dude.
I love my Dusk. We love
Thank you,
too,
buddy.
Gabriel.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Thank you very much. It's awesome. Lots of you guys, I chat with you on Instagram lots. I chat with you in emails and stuff. Thank you for coming, to the live streams.
A lot of these, our Instagram handles you don't normally say out loud.
Yes,
so when you have to read them, you're going, I try
to remember, people's names and handles and stuff like that. Over the years, there's a lot of people, but I've always tried to remember a little extra.
Now, one thing I really like about Dusk is the artwork. The
Me
artwork
too.
is
I think it looks totally awesome. Yeah.
This is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I
think Tanya totally nailed it.
Nailed it.
Absolutely
It's
nailed
like
it.
best looking pedal, I think.
I might say the Fraz. I really like how the Fraz looks.
Yeah, the new one, the most
the
modern
2017
Fraz
one.
is really
it's just
good.
with those pink and purple, like kind of like I don't know, leaves. They're like leaves, but it's just freaking cool looking. Yeah, it's really
cool. I just really
cool
like
looking.
this like retro look.
It suits the effect perfectly.
And Dusk is funny because one hard thing is naming a pedal.
It's really hard.
So Dusk was something I came up with.
And you'll come up with great names.
Yeah.
But then you'll get looking into it and be like, oh, that guy's using it. That guy, or sometimes even you'll find a great name. You'll check into it and it'll be like, oh, they used it 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
And you're
you'll
like,
check in with them. Can I use that name?
Yeah.
No, they won't let you. So it can be hard,
Ryan, do you remember what our name was going to be before I thought of Dusk? Do you want to say
it? Was going to be Osmosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Osmosis was going to be the name of this.
In retrospect, that's a weird name,
It
and
sounds
Dusk
weird now,
is
right?
a lot
Like,
better.
I wouldn't want it to be called Osmosis.
No, Dusk is like I think probably one of the best names that we've come up with.
Yeah, we're kind of thinking about like
the look of it.
Wow, kind of osmosis.
And like, what does a filter do? Right, it makes it dark.
Yeah, so we were talking about stuff like sunset kind of stuff.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Making stuff dark. And then as I was driving home, I remember pulling over, texting Ryan, "Hey, what about Dusk?"
Boom.
And then boom,
that's
that
it.
was
That's
it.
it. You see something like that, and you instantly know that's the one. That's it.
We've had some other good names for pedals. I don't know if I want to mention them though, because
because we might have to use them, or they might get used. Pep, you can't drink my water.
But anyways, that was probably, I don't know, apart from the Atmosphere, my favorite pedal.
I would say so too. I really love it. It's an awesome pedal. I love every time I ship one and I go through all of its features and test it all, I always think, I
I gotta tell you some behind the scenes stuff too.
Cool.
Well, no, you wasn't cool, Ryan. You don't remember it. I remember we were about to release this pedal.
Yeah.
Like it was like we have
like
orders in. We're shipping
we got orders
them out.
in. We're ready to
built
ship.
The first batch.
Yeah.
Ryan calls me. He's like, we can't release this thing. It's so noisy.
It's so noisy.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And so I
It had a noise floor.
And we were
hiss.
like, he was racking his brain. We were trying to figure stuff out.
I was panicking a bit that we were in the ship.
Thing that happens all the time with us is to say, okay, let's take a break, go eat dinner.
Yeah.
And as we're sitting at the dinner,
ponder
I was like, what if we
think.
change? I think it was a resistor.
Yeah, it's just a gain. It was just change the gain stage. Yeah.
And just change the gain. And then
Yeah.
we went down, tried it, and boom, noise.
And we
was
realized
all gone.
we have the one gain stage that's set quite high versus
were
other ones,
and
and
gain stage and then reducing it. I think is what was going on.
A huge part
Huge
part of audio electronics is balancing the levels through the circuit and not having having things be so out of whack that you maybe have brought your noise floor up by like 20 decibels that you didn't mean to. And
that's the kind of thing where it's like, I don't know how we didn't notice until then, and then suddenly we're like, wait a minute.
You get your blinders on when you're making something because
excited that it's working.
Yes,
it sounds cool.
There's all these details that you have to get through to make something, and you can get blinders on where you don't notice other details about it. And I think as we get better and better for being really critical, and also as we get better and better and more pro, we come up with better ways of proving that a circuit is ready. Like for example, a lot of times in the past, Neil and I would get a circuit ready with our ears, right? Like we would listen to it, put it through some testing that's just sort of audio ear based, right? Like and dial it in that way. But over the years, we've learned maybe a better way of doing it is load up a sine wave generator, put the sine wave through the circuit, while you then can measure your headroom and how exactly you can learn a lot more about the circuit and set it up a bit better. And Pep's down again. Oh God, Roni.
Yeah, she might be freezing our cameras. We'll see.
Might
just be sitting there.
Maybe she's just gonna be cool. Yeah, I need one more ice cube, I think, to get through this.
All right, still got the toothache going on.
The toothache is so bad.
Honestly,
cubes. Guys, I feel like I'm probably headed to emergency room tonight. It's so bad. And Tylenols don't even touch it. They don't even take the edge off at all. All I got going for me is ice.
We got name/enclosure finish/artwork synergy is on point with this puppy.
Oh, that's nice.
Good job, Tanya.
Yeah, I think she nailed it too.
That's all Tanya for this one. Honestly, I had zero input on the artwork part of it. I've never suggested anything really on the artwork. I don't think
that's true. We let Tanya do her thing.
Yeah.
She
just came up with that. And it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, and I think
got like a nice retro look to it. It does. That I really like.
And I think you see her the sign maker skills come into play here because it's like a great layout, the way she did the colors, the way that I just think that's well done, nailed it.
Yeah. So one other thing I didn't get videos of was our next. Was it the next pedal? I think it was the next pedal.
Okay.
Which was Freak.
Yeah.
So.
Sunny Day Delay.
Go get some medical help. Jeez.
I'm gonna.
We're getting there.
I will.
Doctors.
Thanks, Will. Yeah, it's all right though. Come on.
I probably shouldn't say we're doctors. We're not really doctors.
I've had more than one root canal from breaking teeth. Oh boy.
Oh, here she goes.
She got through
Watch
it.
our cameras. Are we gonna?
You break your root or whatever on a bad bite on a walnut or some stupid thing, and then the nerve dies in there, and you have to get a root canal. It's happened to me several times, and it hurts. But I will get it sorted out ASAP. Don't worry.
So you're right, Ryan. We had the Sunny Day Delay. Was our
Sunny Day Delay came out in
2022.
I think was Sunny Day Delay release, and we basically Neil overhauled that one.
Yeah, I redid a bunch of it. So there was some stuff that we wanted to change. We wanted to be able to turn the LFO on and off. We wanted to be able to swell with the left stomp.
Yep.
And so we kind of overhauled the LFO part of it.
The modulation section.
And also kind of how a subsection of the circuit works. The audio path remained basically unchanged, although we added in a tone.
Yeah.
So it has a new tone knob.
Yeah.
So that was added in.
I actually really like how that tone knob sounds too. It can go really dark or be quite bright, and
so it just affects the delay part of it.
Right. Yeah. Wet signal only. Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of I kind of overhauled this. So originally the delay time is set by a resistance. That's kind of the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, simplest way.
I actually changed it so now it's voltage controlled, which means it was much easier to just toss an LFO into there and kind of make it
Yeah.
controllable by the LFO. Which
Sounds
is
good.
without needing an LDR, if any of you nerds out there know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's not really
That's a good
optically
point.
coupled anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just straight up voltage controlled. So that was kind of my contribution to that part.
Yeah, I quite like. I just shipped a Sunny Day Delay yesterday, and right after I tested, I sent Neil a text
Yeah.
saying, Sunny Day Delay sounded
Sounded
lovely.
good.
Like it just has a nice sound to it. It's got a really nice sound to it.
And now after that, we did the Freak.
And then we made Freak, which was like, I don't know what we were
Which,
thinking.
yeah,
I don't
we were
know.
just-
I don't know.
We were kind of thinking, we really liked Dusk. We liked its
That
package.
format,
We
yeah.
liked the three
That
knobs with
format's
2
really
buttons
good. Yeah.
with the color changing LEDs.
My ice cube.
No,
Oh,
you
no.
need your medicine. Your frozen medicine. So we really liked the format. We wanted to make another pedal in that format.
It's a good format.
And then we said we were just thinking about ring mods. And we said,
Yeah.
what if we made a ring mod? And
Yeah.
we did. And we kind of knew because it's a ring mod, it's not going to be a huge
It
seller.
won't be
but,
that popular.
But it was
yeah.
fun, and it's a
And,
weird pedal. It's it looks cool. I like it.
Yeah, and I think as far as ring mod goes, it's a good implementation. The fact that it has the envelope control, the LFOs, we built in a bunch of DSP too, so
Yeah,
you can
extra effects in there.
you can have a really awesome different reverbs with Freak. There's an alias, there's a bit crush. It's I don't know, it's like a super cool ring mod. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a flipping
And,
ring mod.
we have
so-
a lot of Dr. Scientist fans that really like weird effects.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of just to satisfy them.
We've made about 130 Freaks.
Yeah, not really changing the game, but
Nope.
still nice to have.
But
And
we're a small biz, so we can do that. We can do something like that.
we can
Like,
build 10 of something.
There's
it's
so
okay.
many brands out there that they would have sat at a boardroom meeting and crunched all the numbers and been like, "That's not cost effective. We won't make any money on that. We are not going to do it." Neil and I aren't. We're
We're not in it for the
We're
money.
not restrained by that. We're not bound by those kinds of things. We just do whatever. And we like that circuit. We like that sound. And it's a good implementation of ring mod, I think.
And now, Ryan, I think that brings us to our very last thing,
Okay.
which is not a pedal. It's just
Yeah.
this, which is we
Yeah.
ported the BitQuest over to Eurorack format.
Because Neil and I love synthesizers.
We both love synthesizers.
We flippin' love synthesizers.
Love them.
Yeah, we love them.
Like,
Well, he's got a whole line of them that's like ready
Yeah.
to drop too. Like any
one
day
day
now,
I'm gonna
Neil will
get
be
around to releasing all my synthesizers.
You won't be
stuff.
watching Dr. Scientist live streams. We'll be watching Microset live streams, and I hope that I'll get invited to them.
But yeah, I got kind of into the Eurorack world, and we
It
had talked
rules.
about this a long time ago. Of,
Yes.
like, making
We've-
Eurorack versions of
We've
stuff.
been interested in Eurorack for friggin' years.
Yeah, so
years
we,
and years
we
and
decided
years.
like, let's put it together, and I knew about some other circuits that I've long thought that the BitQuest could use. Like
Yeah.
we used like a microcontroller to switch the patches, because originally with the BitQuest, with the toggle switch, you had to change between the two EPROMs and then
Yeah.
change the patch knob before it would actually change, which annoyed a lot of people.
Yeah. Confused a lot of people. Yeah.
So again, you'd
How
always
could
get
it not?
emails. My BitQuest is broken. The
How
toggle
could it
switch
not?
doesn't work.
Oh man,
But
a lot of those.
that's all it was. So then we changed the BitQuest to use a microcontroller. So every time you move the toggle switch, it'll toggle the patch for you and then change it back so that you don't notice. You just change the toggle switch. It quickly switches, and it seems like you just moved the toggle switch, and it's good.
A nice feature
And
upgrade.
so in the Eurorack, this way, I changed it so that it actually doesn't use a microcontroller, but it does all that with discrete logic chips.
Logic
So,
switching.
you change
Very
it,
cool.
and then it toggles it for you and does the same thing, but you don't notice, and it doesn't need any code. So they're a little easier to put together in that sense.
And it has the awesome clock control.
Yes,
You can
the
vary the resolution knob of
Which
the
is
atmosphere.
ported over from the atmosphere. Yeah, it changes the how fast the DSP chip runs.
Yeah.
Which affects a lot of stuff in ways that you might
Yeah.
not expect. So it usually makes stuff get lower pitched. It makes delay times longer.
Yeah. Reverbs longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And grainier.
Yeah, it does all
It's
sorts
cool.
of weird effects. Might introduce some like aliasing and stuff.
Yeah.
So
It
does
was
a
a good
lot of,
upgrade too.
A lot of fun stuff, and also in the little UFO in the bottom corner there too.
Yeah.
There's little
I love that.
LEDs, and those change depending
Yeah.
on the voltage, the
Yeah.
control voltages
It's,
that are running.
it's so cool. That's such a good little detail.
Yeah.
Perfect little detail.
And keen-eyed viewers might notice it's actually being propped up with the patty whacker there behind it.
That's what we're like.
And that brings us to modern day, guys.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're back,
pretty much caught up now with the history of Dr.
yeah.
Scientist. Yeah. Any questions?
Any questions? Yeah, pop them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that will be pretty much calling it from here.
Yep. I imagine we have talked about everything that we could think of to talk about.
So from here we have I know you guys are complaining on Instagram. We have the Cosmicorus eventually coming back.
It will.
The Cosmicorus, as I call it.
Yeah, just give us a little bit more months, handful more months, and we'll get it ready.
It's a lot of work. So
it is. It's a big bite.
There.
It's our biggest bite.
Great insight into the Dr. Scientist history. Thanks for doing. Good luck with the toothache. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much, Beowulf.
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry, he'll survive.
I'll survive. I've lived through a handful of these
I'll take
friggin' root
both
canal
him and
things.
Pep to the vet, and we'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. Worst case, Neil drops me off at the emergency room. No big deal.
We
big
got
deal.
that high gain. We got the Cosmicorus coming. We have another secret
another
pedal
thing,
that I'm not going to tell you guys about because we're keeping that one.
We're just sitting on it a bit.
wraps.
We're just sitting on it a bit. It's honestly, it's not. It's you guys know us. It's niche. It's kind of weird. It's not.
I don't think anyone really makes.
No, I don't. Yeah, I
So
don't really
it's,
think it's something that you get made. But I also think that it's not. It's
It's going to be another freak, probably.
It's going to be another weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Another
it's gonna
weird
look really
niche
cool,
thing,
and
but
I think
it's neat.
People will
Yeah.
be interested in it a little bit, anyways, and it'll be something fun.
That's all we need. A little bit interest, and we're laughing.
So thank you so much
Yes.
for hanging out with us, guys.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Not
It was
really
fun.
exactly sure when our next live stream is going to be,
No.
but we're probably going to be playing Diablo and doing like maybe a whole run through of the entire
We-
game. Not
yeah.
in one sitting though.
But
It's
yeah.
probably going to be many streams.
We might goof around with a bit of a let's play of Diablo just for fun. Diablo 1.
Yeah, Diablo 1.
Classic.
So you can play it online still.
One of the best
which is,
games ever made,
which is
really.
really cool. So I have a feeling we'll probably do that, and maybe more of these kind of hang out and talk in live streams sometime too.
And if you ever wish that we
Bring the atmosphere back, please.
Yes,
Oh,
we will.
know,
I promise we
should.
will.
I
We will
know.
for sure.
I know.
Any kind of things you wish we would do on a live stream or stuff you want to talk about or whatever, leave us a comment.
leave us a comment. Let us know
we'll do
what
it-
you
we'll
want
do
to
it for
see,
you.
what you want to do. Should we be playing more games? Do you
Yeah.
want to? Do you want to see more in-depth stuff? I
Thanks,
was thinking
Will.
maybe sometime once we have like a new product, we'll probably actually show it live on
Yes.
stream and
Yeah.
play it through the
I think that would be
through
fun,
the
too.
interwebs, so you guys
Yeah.
can hear it live for the first time.
Yeah.
So
We
once
do have a
pedal,
guitar and an amp and a breadboard
that.
right beside us, so
Yeah.
we can bring some of that into the mix too.
maybe one day we'll do like a stream like building a pedal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we could do
all
that too.
sorts of
We could
stuff.
totally do that. Yeah, we're up for that kind of stuff.
The
So-
synth card, it's great.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we didn't mention.
Yeah, we
did
didn't
too,
mention
yeah.
that.
You
That's
guys
a
should
good
make
point.
a pizza on the next. Make a pizza on stream. That is brilliant. Beowulf.
That's a bloody good idea.
That is
Yeah.
a freaking
a
amazing
freaking good
idea. And
idea,
yeah,
yeah.
we should totally do that. Dr.
I like
Scientist
that.
cooking stream.
I like that idea a lot. Thank you.
Be down with that.
Thanks for
Yeah,
watching, everybody.
You might see that next time. Actually, we'll
Right
see.
on.
But yeah, our next one's probably going to be Diablo. In October, we'll probably
Yeah,
do a bunch
do it.
because we'll
Yeah.
have my birthday.
Do
and
some
we'll have
Halloween stuff. Yeah, we got a birthday stream coming up.
Yeah,
so
we'll have at least 2 streams in October for
hit it
sure.
hard in October.
And then and then we'll start planning our Black Friday stuff. I already have some ideas of what we're gonna do, and
Cool.
there'll be some fun stuff for you. So
Can't wait.
yeah. So anyways,
Can't wait.
thank you so much for
Yes,
stopping
thank
by,
you very
everybody.
much.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. We hope you
Big
learned
time.
a little bit about the history of Ryan and Dr. Scientist.
Thank you
and
for
myself.
20 years too. Thank you for 20 years of being in
Dr.
business.
Scientist, everybody.
Friggin' wild, yeah.
It's gonna be 20 more soon.
No doubt. Oh, thanks
Oh,
everybody.
Tanya has approved the pizza night idea.
Booyah!
We are free to burn her kitchen down.
Right on.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
See you
everybody on
soon.
Instagram. We will catch you in the next stream, and we hope you have a great day.
Have a good night.